You have a shirt on.
Is that his skin?
No, it's like a
Hi, Shadow.
Very.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. This is the Level Up Show, episode 34. Tonight we're going to be talking about Gamescom 2014.
That's the best comedy he's up so far.
Moobot, our favorite friend Moobot has already posted in the chat room our charity for Extra Life Foundation, which is for Children's Hospital Philadelphia. Check out the link if you want to look into that. We'll mention it a few times throughout the show. But the topic of the week tonight is going to be Gamescom 2014. We're going to be talking about our predictions a little bit. Sorry about that. Let me put the our information up.
Do it.
That's not our information.
You're messing up, Drew.
Oh
You had one job.
Oh
That's our
This
information.
is your job, Drew.
That's our information there, guys. We're the Level Up Show. We're a gaming dedicated talk show, I guess you could call it. We're on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and all of our information is on TV right there.
You're still sitting there.
We're streaming from Twitch. I just need some movement.
Yep.
There it goes. We're streaming from twitch.tv/levelupshow, so just go on there on your PC. You can't really do it from anywhere else. It's got to be on your PC or laptop or whatever, and heart us on there. That way you get email notifications whenever we go live. Please follow us on Twitch, on Facebook, on YouTube. YouTube's very important. We're really pushing our YouTube right now.
Hey.
We just created our official channel welcome video.
Yeah, we did. You traded
Yeah.
that new commercial.
Yes, I created a commercial just because they have a cool little fan finder program
Right.
on YouTube right now, and it's for free. It's really awesome.
It's pretty sweet.
Because you can turn in like a 1 minute video, and you know how like at the beginning of some videos you have like a 5 second before you can skip an ad?
Right.
That could potentially be our video now. For gaming related videos, that could potentially
You mean
be
the
ours.
thing that I just refreshed the page so I can skip through it?
Yes, that's why we tried to make it exciting from the very beginning. So in those first 5 seconds, people don't
Do you
want
have
to
the
skip.
show?
I can, if we really
Why
want to
don't you
say
do
it.
Yes,
I do.
show
It
it.
won't be in reverse. It won't be mirrored.
That doesn't matter. I don't think it's like we have to read anything.
Yes.
See, they want to see the video.
All right. They want to see the
wanna
video.
see
It's really good. Watch it on the computer. It's even better on there.
Yeah, this is not going to be the best, guys, because I'm...
Mark, you're gonna love it. You should watch it.
All right, we ready?
Mark, you should watch it on here.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys, here we go.
This is our YouTube channel! Get in!
Your face again is awesome.
What? Why would you do that?
I'm so happy with it.
There you go. That is all.
Oh,
There's more.
wait a minute. There's more.
Please subscribe. That's a thing. That's a thing.
No, you're good.
Why are we doing it again?
Why don't we just try it?
Because it's a
Oh my god.
what do you want to call it? A blooper. So
Oh,
I decided to include the whole thing for everybody. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why we just did that.
That was awesome.
That was good.
That was good. All right. That is our YouTube
Good
welcome
times.
video now.
I like how I'm going like this, and then he's in the back going like this with a boo ball.
In sync with the music. All right, where were we? Guys, we're Level Up Show, gaming dedicated video talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Andrew. This is Mike. And Mark and Kristen are with you in the chat rooms. Mark is marked words, and Kristen is Kristen says be nice. Please utilize them to try and kind of feed us some questions and whatnot. They do their best to feed off the important ones over to us. We can't answer everything. Just going to put that out right now. You know, we try to answer the questions that we feel will build good communication and conversation and all that.
This is going to be a
kind of
very user-driven episode, I feel like, because Gamescom.
stuff. Yes.
We're going to have a big Gamescom conversation at the end, so those of you that are into that whole event,
Yes.
I need
It's
to-
an exciting
see,
event.
Is there a Gamescom?
Gamescom.com.
But Gamescom is actually becoming really big in Europe. It's kind of equal in scale to E3 in America, and it might even be getting to that point where it might surpass it
That's
sometime
what
soon.
everybody's talking about, yeah.
All like the guys in games journalism keep saying that like they feel like it's bigger in a lot of ways already.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. So we might be expecting some pretty big announcements from Gamescom.
There were some things that we thought were going to be announced at E3 that weren't, and
Yes.
we're thinking maybe they'll be there, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
But before we get into our level update and all that kind of stuff, we always do a little bit of a introduction for everyone. How's everybody doing this week? We good?
I'm awful, Drew.
What's
and
wrong
I
with
hate
you?
for asking.
All right, you saw an awesome movie. Let's start
I
with
did.
you.
I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, and if you haven't seen it yet, you're doing it wrong. And by doing it wrong, I mean you haven't lived your life.
Yes.
Chris
Just,
Pratt.
you can fix it. It's not. It's
It-
okay.
It's okay. You can still fix it, kind of, but it's not as nice as it should have been. No, it was great. I saw it Thursday night at 7 o'clock, so I saw like one of the first showings.
Yeah.
And oh my god, it was amazing. Like before for me, it was Avengers, and then a tie between Cap 2 and Iron Man 1,
Okay.
and then now it's Avengers, and then right below that, like directly below, is Guardians of the Galaxy, and then a little bit before Cap 2 and Iron Man 1.
I hear it has a lot of Star Wars vibes. And all
There's
that.
a lot of Star Wars vibes. There's a lot that's being set up for the rest of the whole Marvel phase.
Yeah.
Like all
Nice.
phases, like from here on out. So and there's a lot of like little cameo pieces and different little Easter eggs throughout the whole thing. So it was very, very exciting for me. Very
Since last show, Mark, myself, and Kristen have all watched Snowpiercer with Chris Evans, directed by the guy who did The Host, actually, if anybody
Yeah.
knows The Host, which is actually also a pretty cool movie. First, let's start with you, Mark. What did you think of Snowpiercer?
One, it's pretty long. It's
Yeah.
like 2 hours. But
What's it about?
It's a post-apocalyptic world where an attempt to stop global warming winds up freezing the entire planet, and the only people left alive are on this train powered by a perpetual engine.
Yes.
And a class system evolves on the train, and so the people at the front of the train are like the rich and they're better off, and the people at the back of the train are dirt poor, and there's kind of a revolution that takes place.
Yes.
And it's interesting.
What's
sounds
cool about
really
the movie
weird.
is the structure of it, because since it's on a train, it's
What?
linear in that they're trying to get to the front of the train, and it kind of feels almost like a video game that way.
Yeah.
It's like level by level, because they're going from train car to train car, and it's getting further and further, and things are changing further and further as they go along. So it kind of has a video game kind of structure in a way, which is kind of cool. Kristen liked it because it was Chris Evans.
But I thought he did really good in that.
He did
Oh
good.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think with a weaker main actor, it would have fallen apart, like
I agree.
completely, and could have like devolved into like Sharknado territory. But it's actually like a pretty good movie.
I thought it was very good.
It was different.
Yes.
I've never seen a movie that took place completely.
I'm surprised. Apparently, Harvey Weinstein tried to kill it when the director wouldn't let him cut out 20 minutes of the film. He's
Really?
like, no, it's going to go to theaters like this, and Harvey just tried to destroy the movie. It was like,
Yeah.
no, well, we're not going to play it anywhere then.
The pacing was a little strange in spots, but like you said, Chris Evans really does carry the movie pretty well. He has a monologue at the end of the movie that I really feel like a lesser actor, it would have completely butchered the ending because of simply that monologue. That monologue needed to be nailed, or
Yeah.
it didn't really work. So guys, check out
Nailed
Snowpiercer.
it.
He nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. There was something else I wanted to
really
say.
cool
Oh,
movie.
Snowpiercer apparently has done very well for the
Korean audience.
not just the Korean audience, but they released it through on demand.
Yes,
with
that's how we watched
Comcast.
it. Yeah.
And that has been a huge success for them.
Mhm.
And this might be something like some iffy third-party movies that don't get a like nationwide release into
Yeah.
theaters will look at doing. And so you can pay like $6.99 to watch it on Comcast. Granted, I don't really like Comcast, but the release method is still something that I don't think a lot of developing studios are like utilizing. So it'll be really cool to see like more movies or like more developers take advantage of that.
You know, if you don't like Comcast, it was also on Amazon,
Yeah.
Instant Video,
Yeah, so
stuff
there's
like
plenty
that.
of ways to like get a hold of it. So
And like you
it's-
said, I hope more stuff utilizes that. I wish Boyhood, for instance, was on demand. I hear that's amazing, and that's limited release. So
J-Dog complimented you.
thank you, J-Dog. About what?
apparently watched.
Your your EA video game review.
EA Games,
Oh.
the EA Access, as well as the Rogue Legacy thing we attempted to do.
Thank you. Yeah, with the EA Access thing, I know a lot of people aren't going to necessarily agree with my opinion, but that was kind of the point. It was an opinion piece, and we're going to talk about that later on. Mike, for instance, has a differing opinion than I do, and that's what's kind of cool about it. Is later on we'll talk about that.
Is that we're actually enemies?
Yes, actually, we're enemies. Okay, I think that's enough for an introduction. How about we get into?
I don't wanna.
You don't wanna? Well, is there anything else going on, Kristen? How about you? Anything going on with you before I start up the level update?
No, not right now. Except that, no, I was at this market today, and they were selling chicken feet to
Oh my
dogs.
god, this is again.
And
Chicken feet.
the chicken feet, it was literally a chicken's foot, and they still had the nail on there. And, like, your dog could, like, I wouldn't let my dog eat a chicken foot.
I'm sure he
Why
would
not?
love it.
It's disgusting.
Packed with protein.
He's gonna eat a chicken nail. At least take the nail off.
It's better than eating out of the garbage.
I can understand taking the nail off because that might like if they ingest
Yes.
that could be
Why don't
dangerous.
you
But,
eat a nail?
but otherwise, it's like I think a dog would love chewing on that. Holy crap!
Right?
It would eat
Tons
it.
of
It would,
protein.
would
The
eat-
level up
It's
show,
not-
your
Not
go-to
even- not
place
even
for
pro-
dog treat
Not
talk.
even protein. Dogs just love chewing on things. I am so envious of them.
I'm so glad that this is the level up show.
All right, level update
What have
time,
we
guys.
evolved to?
Level update.
All right. Have you noticed that lately we've been talking about Last of Us a lot?
No.
Really? I had no idea.
Well, we're going to continue with that. But this is actually a really cool story. You know, they had that one night live.
That was so
recently.
good.
Awesome.
Oh my God, it was
really was cool.
Phenomenal. Did you watch it?
No, I did not.
Oh, it was so good.
If you guys missed it, they covered multiple scenes throughout the game, kind of just, and then they would kind of skip a big part, but then the creative director, Neil Druckmann, would kind of fill in, you know, the story there, and then the guys would come back out for another. It was all 100% memorized. There was no papers or anything like that.
A couple flows, which made it actually more entertaining.
Yes. Just a few, not too many, really.
No.
They did an amazing job. And the other cool thing is that they had mics on them, so it didn't have that kind of like Broadway thing where they're like really projecting and it makes it
No.
seem fake. It was all like kind of the way they talked in the games, but with mics to help everyone hear
And
it.
it's recorded somewhere, so
Yes.
I would definitely recommend checking it out because they actually had a alternate ending
Yes.
to one of the final scenes of the game.
Some people may have seen the alternate ending already, but they did it live on stage for
Right.
the show, and it might have been even funnier
It was.
that way.
Well, I didn't see the original, so this was better for me.
But the thing is, the people that were actually in attendance for One Night Live got a special treat. They were treated with an epilogue for after the end of The Last of Us. I'm not going to say how The Last of Us ends.
Wait, is he serious?
Damn, so do I talk about that? That's the question. Guys, spoiler alert.
no, I wouldn't.
I'm going to give them plenty of warning, guys. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the end of The Last of Us, just in the fact that I'm going to be talking about the epilogue. I won't say what happens exactly at the end of The Last of Us, but this is what happens after the end of The
How
Last
long
of
do you
Us.
think it would take you to read this?
I would hope that. Okay, I think this is probably going to take me about 1 minute to read, guys.
60 seconds. Time it.
Starting
Ready,
right now.
set,
Get out of here.
Go.
All right. So what happened is that Ellie is kind of in the camp where Tommy and them live, the dam and whatnot, and she seems kind of somber. And Joel comes in and kind of is talking to her about how Tommy's trying to set him up with a girl on the camp called Esther, and Ellie's very withdrawn and not talking to him about it. So he pulls out a guitar and plays a song for her. It's actually Future Days by Pearl Jam. And she starts to kind of open up a little bit, and then he tells her a joke. And let me see if I can remember what the joke is. Here's the joke. What's the downside of eating a clock? It's time consuming. Of course, Ellie loves that because she loves pun jokes, and she becomes a lot more open to him. And then it ends with Joel just giving her the guitar, saying that he's going to teach her how to use it one day, and the epilogue just simply ends with a strum from the guitar string. How was that?
50 seconds.
There you go. I'm good. 50 seconds, guys. So this technically is a goodbye to Joel and Ellie, is
Yes.
what he said. That's what I'm going to leave it with. So I don't know what's going to happen with the characters now, but that's what Neil Druckmann said.
I am ridiculously jealous. It's goddamn Batman was actually there.
Yes. Will he call in? Please, will you? Let's see. If he says
I
in
don't
the
know,
chat
because-
room that he will. We'll open up the lines. Batman, will you call in and talk about your experience at One Night Live? If you will, then we'll open up the Skype lines.
You could disguise your voice like this.
That's Batman's voice anyway, so.
I was in the audience.
All right, that's it for me. Go ahead, Mike.
All right. This is actually really cool and really annoying to me personally. The Xbox Live Games with Gold got revealed for Xbox One. It's going to be Crimson Dragon, as well as Strike Suit Zero, Director's Cut. And the annoying one for me is on Xbox 360, Dishonored and Motocross Madness. Dishonored I got annoyed with because they had a special sale about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And Dishonored was like $10. I bought it. So
That's the way it works. It happens all the time. PlayStation Plus. We'll talk about that later. I bought a game that is now on PlayStation Plus this coming month. It's just the way it works. It's the luck of the draw. But what do we think of these games? I hear Crimson Dragon is okay.
I'll be honest, I don't know jack shit about any of these.
Strikes 2-0 I know nothing about. Dishonored I hear good things about.
Dishonored's actually really good. I like it.
And Motocross Madness I heard is okay. Once again, Xbox Ones don't seem very great. They're okay. They're not bad.
Right.
At least that's like a full retail launch game, Crimson Dragon, that they're releasing. So that's pretty cool.
Keep your pictures off of the tablet so you can actually see when people do stuff.
Someone favorited my Twitter. Thank you, somebody who favorited my Twitter message. All right, you're up, Kristen.
I have paper.
Oh, you have one. I forgot. I printed one out for you.
Ooh.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm blue, right?
You're blue. Dabba dee dabba die.
That song was so 20 years ago.
Yeah, not quite. But... Oh wait. Before we even move on, look at the number.
That
You're
was
right.
like before.
Yeah,
that was
you were.
pre-millennium.
That was like okay, so about
I'm saying like 15 years ago.
yeah,
For
12 or
blue,
13.
that's on blue. Yeah.
12 or 13 years.
Closer to 20 than 10, I think.
All right, well, I'm going to take the opportunity really quick. Guys, we're at 100 people right now. Thank you so much for coming in here. We are the Level Up Show. We're a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to follow us in any way, shape, or form, everything is right here on the TV. Please go on twitch.tv/levelupshow and heart us on there. You got email notifications whenever we go live. Please follow us on Twitter. We're very active on there. Like us on Facebook. Same deal. The Level Up Show is our official website where we put reviews, articles, editorials, all that kind of stuff. YouTube.com/the Level Up Show. Level spelled LBL. That's where we put all of our archives of all the live shows. But we also do opinion pieces, like I just put up this past week on EA Access. We have one video review, and we're hoping to get more up soon. But a lot of stuff goes up on there. A lot of original content. So please subscribe on YouTube. That's very important. And then finally, PSN, add Mike and I. I'm Drew M1788, and Mike is Noob Guru. What are you doing right now?
Someone acknowledged and actually knew what it was.
Nice.
So Joey wants to call in. Joey, we're going to be going to the lines on Skype in just a minute after Kristen's
story. Sorry,
so
go ahead.
we would love to hear from you. So call in then.
Verified Sony employee provides info on MP3/DLNA/PS Now. Over on Reddit, a board-verified Sony employee provided a little bit of information on when we might see these highly requested features. First, the employee mentions that we will see MP3 playback definitely by the holiday season, and possibly even sooner. However, the DLNA support will not be coming until early 2015. He also mentioned that the PS4 mobile app will be receiving an overhaul soon. And finally, he responded to a question about PS Now, saying that PS3 entitlements
Do not
transfer over to PS Now. What this means is you do not get to stream a PS3 game for free just because you own the digital version.
And that is bullshit.
No, it is not.
No, that is fucking bullshit.
It would be bullshit for them to offer it. Why would they allow anyone to play for free a game that they have to pay for you to be able to stream? It makes no sense on their part from a business standpoint. Anyone that expected this is foolish. I'm sorry. That is not the way it works. Right?
Okay.
Think about it. Why would they allow us to stream games when they have to pay for the servers and whatnot? It doesn't make sense. I mean, if backwards compatibility was in the system, that's another story.
Dude,
But
the Bill Murray 3D shirt is so awesome, but it's always sold out. It sucks.
did you hear Bill Murray is going to play?
It's going to be, what's his name?
His voice acting. Oh, Baloo
in the new
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book story.
Oh,
Live action Jungle Book.
Yeah, live action one. What about the whole girl cast of Ghostbusters?
I did not see that at all.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
No.
Yeah, it's actually in talks and they're trying to reboot it with all girls.
what?
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Guys, we're going to open up Skype, so please Skype us. Its ID is the Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it sounds. No spaces. Mark will, of course, post it in the chat room for you guys. And it is currently online, so please call in. We can talk about any of the stories that we already discussed.
can
And
talk
maybe
about
even
chicken
something, or maybe chicken feet. Whatever you guys want to talk about, it's fine.
Dave is sick. Dave, that sucks. I
Chicken
hope you
feet,
get better.
PS Now,
Yes.
anything, you know.
Yeah, I know a lot of people last week were asking about MP3 playback and stuff like that.
Well,
Yeah.
a lot of people are asking about PS Now.
We will be talking about PS Now later because little things have changed since it becoming an open beta, and things are going to be changing in the next couple of weeks, according to some Sony emails. So things are looking up, actually, for PS Now. It's going to improve. I know people are a little down on it right now.
Hey, what's up, up, everybody?
That was probably pretty confusing there. Sorry about that, Joe.
It's all good. How have you guys been? It's feel like it's been a while since I've said hi.
It
It
is.
has been a while. Have you been busy with like summer vacay or something like that?
I'm just every Sunday someone's doing something, so I haven't really had a chance to sit down and enjoy the stream. So I wanted to call literally just to tell you quickly about the dream that I had the other night, which was just completely just out of the blue.
Yes, do it. Please tell us.
All right, so I'm like on a beach, and all I hear is just like some weird. It sounds like a whale mating call or something like that, like something in the background. And I see it's Drew, and I'm like, or at least what my subconscious thinks Drew looks like, because I've never seen, and I know this is gonna sound weird, I've never seen Drew from the waist down. So you kind of look like a Gunzerker from Borderlands, like just totally just. Upper body, completely just ripped out, and you just had like no legs.
Okay.
But you were smashed. You were completely drunk and wasted. And I see Kristen like in the background, like running like in place, like she's lagging. And I'm trying to help you, but you're just like, get away from me. I'm just like, dude, I thought we were friends. And then in the background, I see Greg, of all people, just coming on an ostrich, like at full speed, leaving like a giant like dust trail behind him, grabbing Drew, and then it picks me up, and the three of us are riding on an ostrich. And then I woke up.
Oh my
And
god.
it was pretty freaking awesome. To tell you the truth.
That is epic.
My
That is
first comment
epic.
to this was immediately, why the hell was I drunk and not Greg? That should
No
be the
idea.
first thing to happen.
He's like, I have no.
And are you sure it wasn't a chocobo that was riding?
No, it wasn't a bona fide. I had two thoughts in my head before I fell asleep. One, I was supposed to go to the zoo this past Saturday, and I was just thinking about it. I was like, I haven't really sat down and watched, the Level Up show in a while, so I guess that's why you guys, were cast in my dream. But it was pretty cool. I had a good time, so thanks for the good time.
That is so funny. A wasted whale, an ostrich, and
Yeah.
I'm running in slow motion.
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
lagging.
I'm
Like lagging, like running in place. It was crazy.
We are now invading people's dreams. We've gone to the next level. We have leveled
I
up.
love it.
Yes.
Joe, that's
Well, I'm glad I
awesome.
could share that with you guys.
Thank you so much. Real quick though, have you been playing anything recently?
I just finished the gaming PC not too long ago, so I'm
Nice.
throwing all my money at Steam right now,
Alright,
and
cool.
I've really been into League of Legends because I can finally play it comfortably. But non-MMO wise, what have I been playing? Basically everything I can get my hands on, like
Nice.
Among the Sleep, like all the PC exclusives I can never play,
Nice.
and like Counter-Strike and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun,
Very nice. Well, Joe, we are glad to have you back. We missed you in the chat room for sure.
for sure, guys.
All right, thanks for calling in, man.
All right, later, everyone.
See you, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's always a great caller.
I love starting the shows off with a call like that.
Yes,
It's always
definitely.
so
Joe is always such a great caller, so it would be nice if you call in every show, Joe. We're saying that to you
Hey,
right now.
DJ.
Jason's here.
Jason! DJ, Diarrhea Jason,
What
Westfire.
happened to the original Jason?
Celtics fan? I saw him in another stream recently, but I didn't get the
What a
chance to talk.
jerk.
Stalker.
I don't know. No, he was watching Greg Miller. I mean, that was
Who
fun.
wouldn't watch
Yes.
that? Yeah.
Greg Miller was playing some Last of Us recently, which
That was
pretty
actually a
cool.
really cool stream.
That was a great first call. I'm going to shut off the lines for now, guys, but don't worry. Up again later for new callers. Let's move on to our second story, and this is the EA Access story. The subscription service launched exclusively on the Xbox One, to some people's surprise.
Finally, they got it right.
What was that? Nothing. The service is already launched. It launched very quickly. They announced it and it launched on Xbox One. It initially includes FIFA 14, Madden NFL 25, Pickle 2, and Battlefield 4. The service will cost you $5 a month or $30 a year. You'll also gain access to the game vault that was previously mentioned, but also betas and trials, and finally 10% off all future EA titles, which I think is pretty awesome. Sony representative responded to the Xbox One exclusivity, saying, "We evaluated the EA Access subscription offering and decided that it does not bring the kind of value PlayStation customers have come to expect. PlayStation Plus members are up more than 200% since the launch of PlayStation 4, which shows that gamers are looking for memberships that offer a multitude of services across various devices for one low price. We don't think asking our fans to pay an additional $5 per month for this EA-specific program represents good value to the PlayStation gamer." All right, do you want to start with your thoughts on this?
I don't even want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it? You're so upset?
Yeah, I'm pissed.
All right, here's my thoughts on it. You guys can watch my video on YouTube also, which goes into probably even more detail.
Can we start a new segment?
What? Debates. I feel like we do that a lot.
That happens anyway.
It happens all the
All right,
time.
you're right.
Okay, here are my thoughts. Some people came out saying this was anti-consumer. Other people agreed with me. I think that from a business standpoint, this makes perfect sense for Sony. Why would they offer a subscription service which is in direct competition with PS Now and especially PlayStation Plus? The thing is, Sony's doing really well right now with the PS4. They don't really need to adopt this. And PlayStation Plus, as they said, is especially doing well for them, especially now that they've put the online paywall up. So if they were to take on this EA Access service, the fear I have a feeling on their part is that, first of all, people aren't going to want to tie into multiple subscription services, but more so than that, forget this whole value thing, that's just PR. What they really are worried about is that EA will no longer offer games that they're putting on their Game Vault on PS Plus, or even smaller titles, anything, betas, trials, discounts, will no longer be PS Plus, they will instead be EA Access, and then PlayStation Plus loses the access of a very major AAA party, which would be detrimental to their service, which is doing so well. Now, Microsoft got a hold of this, but Microsoft's really not doing crazy well right now. Xbox Games with Gold, or whatever it's called, is not really taking off like crazy like it has with PlayStation Plus. So it makes a lot of sense for EA Access to really take hold on there, and it sounds like maybe even they developed it in collaboration. Like maybe this was, once Sony turned it down, maybe it was almost an assault on Sony in a way, where EA and Microsoft partied up to try and make a service that would combat PlayStation Plus.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Do
you have anything to say?
Is EA Access working in Canada?
All right. In Canada, I don't know actually.
Or is it US only? Because Ant is saying it's not available for him.
I honestly don't know if it's available in Canada.
Okay.
Here's my problem. Here's my problem with that is it's almost what you said is almost counter what you said earlier. But regardless of all that, why? So let's just say that's Sony's legitimate excuse that they don't want to, compete. They feel it's going to compete.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't actually compete. You can put in there, okay, well listen, they have to have PS Plus in order to have this membership service. Okay, bam, that ruins that. B, what game from EA, a major title like FIFA, Madden, any of the major sports games have I gotten from EA on PS Plus for my PS4 or my PS3 recently?
None, because it's only been 8 months.
Bam. No, not even just PS4, PS3.
Crisis is this month.
Crisis.
Dead Space 3 was a month ago.
Okay.
That's two in the last 2 months.
That's not the games that they're actually mainly focused on. They're mainly focusing on
Those are big games that were released last gen.
Right, but they're mainly focusing on their big sports games, ones that I personally will go
sports
out and
games
buy.
from a year ago.
Right.
By the time
has there been?
By the time that the
Madden's
new sports
the only
games
one.
comes out, people that play sports games, they want the new sports game.
Okay.
People that play Battlefield, they want the new Battlefield. So
Well,
what they're doing,
there is no
they're
new
making it
Battlefield.
look like they're giving you great games when all they're doing is giving you the year-old
But
model.
there's no new Battlefield.
There's Battlefield Hardline.
No, that's not Battlefield. That's
All right, you can say that all you want, but that's still
That's
Battlefield.
not Battlefield Hardline.
All right, that's what your
Hardline.
opinion on Battlefield.
No, it's
But
most
that's the
people's
new-
opinion. Hardline.
That's the new
Hardline.
Battlefield.
People don't really want it. They're just gonna buy because it's in.
Battlefield
I never
4
asked for this.
sold 20-something million units. The people that wanted Battlefield, for the most part, got Battlefield.
Battlefield.
You're right.
Battlefield
So here's the
Hardline
thing,
isn't
I would-
Battlefield.
I think Peggle 2 is the best game on there.
That's bullshit.
No, that's the game. That's
absolute bullshit.
That's the game that people don't buy. That when it goes live on PlayStation Plus or on a Games with Gold, they're like, oh, now I'll get this because it's free. I wanted to play this,
I'm
but I
not
wasn't
gonna
willing to
play.
put down
I'm not
$50.
gonna sit there and spend $60, $50, $40, $30 on a sports game. But if they give it to me for $5 a month or $30 a year, I will gladly pay them for that.
I would too.
Right.
I'm not saying
So-
but now PlayStation Plus could potentially get these titles.
But they won't.
You don't know that.
How did you reasonably were gonna say EA's just gonna cave in and be like, okay, you're right.
We
we're
have no
wrong.
idea what EA is going to do. EA might not offer PlayStation Plus games now in like a.
You're
almost
right,
in a
because
pack.
Sony had to be hard-headed like a fucking douchebag.
But
and
it
just
doesn't
not
matter.
allow
It
the
still
customer
makes
to have
better
their
sense for their
choice.
service. Your point earlier that they should put it behind the paywall, again, that actually makes Sony look bad. Makes them look worse than this. Because then they're making people put something behind further a paywall. That was what people complain about Xbox One all the time. You got YouTube behind a paywall, Netflix,
But this is
internet
a completely
browsers.
different thing.
Sony is the guy that never does those things. And I haven't even touched on the final part of this. The worrying thing about this is fragmentation. That is the main worry about something like this. If we have every AAA party such as Ubisoft, Square Enix, Activision, EA, all making their own subscription service for $30 to $50 a year, that is going to destroy the market. That will be terrible. that we have to subscribe to all these different services in order to get the games for free or anything. We don't even know what EA is going to do with this yet. Let's say they put online behind it. That's not a surprise considering it's EA. What if they put games for their first month on release, you can only get them through EA Access. Betas, DLC, everything behind the wall, that would be terrible. Do you agree?
Do I agree it would be terrible?
Mom,
Yes.
Which one is dad?
Mom and Dad, please stop fighting.
I'm sorry, but in a year, this is why it works for Sony. In a year, if this turns out to be an awesome service, all Sony's got to say is, okay, sorry guys, you guys have access to this. People will be like, oh, Sony, you know, it sucks for you. And then everyone will forget in a month. And now they have access to the service, everyone's happy, and Sony got the opportunity to let EA potentially fail with this, which hopefully it does, to be honest. Because I know that EA will take advantage of consumers if this takes off. And then Ubisoft will follow suit, and then Activision will follow suit. That's my opinion. All right, I'm done. Sorry.
Steve says he agrees with Andrew.
It's 50-50. I'll be honest with you. NeoGAF has a 75-page topic on this, and it's very split. There's plenty of people that agree with Mike. There's plenty of people that agree with me. All right, I think we got our opinions out
Rock,
of the
paper,
open.
scissors, Linter, Spock.
You guys upset your family.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, you were them.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. We're done. We don't have to do the rant later now. It's done.
Mike's mad.
I don't agree in any way, shape, or form.
That's fine. I mean, we don't have to agree with it.
Well, there is the potential. I mean, it could work. It could work, but it's EA, so it probably won't be done well.
And the games right now just aren't good. If the Vault becomes like a 12-game thing later on, then that's awesome.
But here's my problem.
the one
You were just
suggestion
completely
is that,
saying.
like, EA is allegedly going to be putting like newer titles up there. It's not going to be like
Right.
a PS Plus thing where
Right.
you're getting
The
titles
one
that
talk
came out
was,
like, over
Dragon
a
Age
year ago.
Inquisition.
It's like, okay, well, what happens if they do put like Battlefield 4 up there and games that have been released like in the last 6 months?
The question we also need
then
to-
you don't have to pay $60.
The question we need to ask as well is, what does this Vault mean? Does it mean these are the games for this entire year? Or are they going to change this out every month? Is the Vault going to grow and they just keep adding onto it? Those are the kind of things we don't know yet, and stuff that probably Sony did know. That's the thing, is we have to wait and see what the service is going to be before we can really criticize anybody. And that's why I think that Sony made the smart decision, because now the ball's in their court, and they can be like, hey EA, you know, you're doing really well with this, and I doubt EA is going to be like, boo-hoo on you, you hurt our feelings, we're not going to let you have EA access. They're going to be like, okay, give us your money, Sony, you can now have EA access. So I think it's a win-win for Sony in this situation, and it doesn't seem like it's really causing any hard feelings from like the main user base.
Never mind.
You're up.
Yes. All right. So this is a little. I don't know if it's good news, bad news. I don't know.
It's kinda good news, actually.
I feel like it kind of cancels itself out.
Yeah.
But basically, everybody has known that we've been talking for many weeks now about the whole Crytek fiasco.
Yeah.
I guess you can call it at this point. But Deep Silver did acquire Homefront, which everybody knows they were making the sequel for. So Joystick reported that Deep Silver's parent company has acquired the Homefront intellectual property and related assets from Crytek. Homefront: The Revolution was under production in Crytek UK, with recent reports that declared production had halted and the game's director resigned. For an IP that was already shaky, and for a reboot that no one really knew if it was going to ever come or not, that was really bad news. However, now that Deep Silver has acquired it, it was a...
Sorry, someone asked what level we are. Mark put in the mid-20s. I just thought that was funny. Sorry, go ahead.
But the game will now be completed by the newly founded Nottingham-based Deep Silver Dam Buster Studio, which will include many of Crytek UK's employees. So it looks like some of the people who were, in transition and, having issues with it, they're actually keeping a job.
Finding a
in
place,
way.
yeah, which is great news.
So it's not going to have a whole new bunch of people behind it, but whatever.
And hopefully this Homefront IP is still going to continue in development and we don't lose it. Because it's pretty good, right?
I love the original Homefront for many things. Obviously, it wasn't the greatest thing out there gameplay-wise, but the story, the concept behind it was phenomenal. Who wouldn't want to play Red Dawn the game?
Yeah, it kind of is what it's like.
It is exactly what it's like, just with Koreans and not
Exactly.
Guy to the left is Troy Baker. I
Yeah,
can see it a little
I can see it a little bit.
I can see it a little
He got to take off the beard for the most part, but yeah, maybe a little bit.
Quantum Theory really wants to
I think
know.
there's better.
Who the hell are you people? All right, I'll take opportunity again. We're almost at 150. Guys, we are the Level Up Show. We're a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday. I'm Andrew. This is Mike. And we also have Mark and Kristen here. But we talk about all the big gaming industry news that happened from the past week. And we have a lot of shows that we've done. This is episode 34. If you want to try and catch up on anything, follow us on all these different channels here. YouTube would be the best one for that. YouTube.com/The Level Up Show. Level spelled LBL, because all of our recent episodes are all archived on there. And we also do some original content on there as well. But if you want to be acknowledged, or not acknowledged, when you want to be
don't be mean to our fans.
notified, when you want to be notified when we go live, please just go on twitch.tv/The Level Up Show and heart us on there. That'll give you email notifications whenever we go live. So that's what we are, guys. We're just a bunch of fans. We're gaming fans, and we love talking about the industry. So that's what we're doing with you guys right here.
I know this is not our full-time job.
No, this is not our full-time job. We do not get paid for this.
That'd be nice.
It would be nice.
And
All right.
George the Chimp, this is for you.
Georgia the Chimp is back.
Yeah,
That's been like 2 months?
it has been. See, this is the thing. I think a lot of people are doing like summer stuff, and now they're kind of making their way back slowly. But yeah,
Alright, I got nothing else better to do by Sunday night, so I might as well watch these guys and cry myself to sleep.
This story is for Georgia the Chimp.
Little Big Planet 3 releases on November 18th for PS3 and PS4. During E3, Shuhei Yoshida mentioned that we'd be playing LB3,
LBP.
LBP3 by Christmas, but many thought it was a mistake. It turns out the third game in the hugely popular platformer will release on both PS3 and PS4 on November 18th. Anyone that pre-orders the game, no matter which outlet, will receive a variety of game crossover costumes, including... Wait, game crossover costumes, what does that mean?
It means kind of like other series, like say for instance, like Jack and Daxter or something. You'll get costumes from characters in those series.
Oh, so you get character costumes for the characters.
Yeah, like say like Crash Bandicoot could
I don't
be in
get
there.
a costume.
Someone that you would like would be Mario. That would never happen, but potentially like a Mario costume.
People
like
have made fake Mario costumes.
I
they're
thought
pretty
maybe
good.
I would get a costume.
No, not
Unfortunately not.
Okay, including Dragon Age Inquisition costume set.
I wouldn't cross that boundary.
Somebody else already brought it up.
Sorry.
In addition, pre-orders at GameStop provide a Mythical Creatures costume set.
Whatever that means.
Pre-orders at Best Buy will give a Hidden Creatures costume set.
Whatever that means.
Amazon will give you a PlayStation favorite set, Patapon
Patapon, yeah.
and Jack and Daxter.
That's a good
Yeah.
one. That's where I'm pre-ordering. I'm pre-ordering.
And finally, if pre-ordered at Target, you will get a Sackboy plushie wearing a Target
Dibs.
cap.
Ooh, that one could be the
I recall
winner.
the dibs on
Yeah,
that.
that one's pretty good.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, yup, mine.
The dog will eat it.
He would eat it. You're right.
That's why I'm giving mine to Danny.
All right, guys, that's it for the second news segment. We are going
Yeah,
to
that's
open
true.
up the Skype line, so please call in on Skype. ID the Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it sounds. Moobot just posted it in the chat room. Or
Yeah.
technically Mark did.
That man meant
Moobot just helped out.
Yeah, move on house.
But please call in, guys. We can talk about EA Access if we want to get back on that hate wagon, or if we want to just talk about something else. We'd rather talk about something else at this point, I think. No more EA Access for now. That was a
Chat us about
dream.
EA Access.
No!
Chat with us. Give us your opinion.
Guys, what are you talking about that?
We got two big people here. We got Daryl and Jay. Here we go. Alright. Kristen decided.
Kristen chose.
Daryl! How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. You know why I'm calling in, obviously.
Oh,
You're talking about EA Access, aren't you?
We'll have to call Jay Guns.
Daryl?
Yes.
Are you okay? You're gonna bring up
Yeah.
the family again.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just fine, man. Go ahead. Talk about EA Access. What's your experience with it?
Well, my
Uh-oh.
first experience, I
Daryl,
Just-
you.
when I saw it on the internet,
Trouble.
it was announced, whatever. I kind of read into it, but I was very skeptical of it.
Okay, so you're skeptical of
Can you
it,
hear me?
but now what do you think about it? Are you pretty happy with the selection offered and the potential for the future?
I pretty much got it just for
Oh man.
Just-
Battlefield 4.
There we go. Okay.
Okay.
And then, because I had the game and I had the premium, which my premium actually still does work with it, so that's good.
Okay.
But I'm in some Xbox groups, on Facebook and everything, and I think the main concern about it is if they're going to take off games to add other games.
It almost seems like he's doing it intentionally. Like it sounds like you're faking the tunnel effect. We're having a little bit of a tough time hearing you over here, Daryl.
Oh, okay. I'm through my Xbox, so that it could just be having issues.
Oh, that's cool, actually. That you're calling us through your Xbox. That's pretty cool.
All right, are you able to watch us and call us at the same time?
Yeah, I just have
Hashtag
hold on, I'll just
Xbox.
pause you guys and see if that helps.
I like that. That is pretty awesome, actually. All right, so you already own Battlefield, but you got EA access for Battlefield.
That's what I'm going to do.
That's interesting. But okay.
I would trade my copy in,
Mhm.
put it towards something else, and still have.
That makes sense. Yes.
Right.
Daryl, what games would you like to see on EA Access? I don't know.
Oh, I'm not even sure. I mean, obviously, I think the games that they're going to have on there are probably going to be, the newer. Well, I would say the newer games, but I know they said some of this, like the new sports games, will be on there, but I don't really see how that's going to work.
I think they're just going to have
Losing money
10%
that way.
discounts. New games will have 10% discounts. I have a feeling that like last year's model will be the games on the vault, like Madden. Last year's Madden, last year's FIFA, last year's Battlefield, and then the new ones will have the 10% off.
Yeah. Well, then, a lot of people are saying they wish they, and I agree with Mike with this. I mean, Battlefield Hardline.
Bullshit.
You don't like Battlefield Hardline. You look forward to Battlefield 5, not Battlefield Hardline. We gotta cut you, Daryl. I'm sorry, man. It's tough to hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Thanks for calling
We
in.
love you, Ghost.
Oh, no problem.
All right, but I can hear what he was going to say. He was going to say he also was not really looking forward
Most
to
people
Battlefield
are.
Hardline.
The general consensus of people that enjoy
beta
Battlefield
didn't really do
do
that well.
not.
Call back Jay Gons.
Yes, that's good.
Let's get his opinion.
Yeah,
I guess.
the beta did well as far as like access. Like people were taking
Right, I
part,
was into it, but we were
consensus wasn't very good.
Right. So it's just not.
Hopefully they improve it.
The Trimark wants you to tell him about EA again.
Jay Guns, you in here?
Hello.
Hey, Jay Guns, it's been a long time. How you been?
Good.
What do you want to talk about tonight, man?
The stupid EA asses.
Uh-oh. All right.
We know which side he's on now.
Jay Guns, do you not like EA Access, or do you just hate us because we talked about it so much?
I don't like it.
Okay, why don't you like it?
Number one, it messed up the PS Plus, like Mark says.
Okay. Why is it for the same reasons that I was saying earlier? Just the idea that potentially EA might withhold their games from PS Plus and those kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the fear I think for most people's part. It might still happen. I mean, they might make
because
an
we
attack on
got
Sony.
so many great games that they're giving away in EA Access.
I'm not going to even talk about that now because there has been a lot of great games from EA. But they can still withhold their games. I mean, that's the fear, I guess, is that EA might be a little bit, hard feelings or whatever, and be like, sorry, Sony, you backed out of EA Access, so we're not going to give you our games anymore for PS Plus. So I hope that doesn't happen. I hope EA realizes that would just be detrimental to everyone. That really doesn't help anybody out. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
For me, EA Access fits well with Microsoft because EA likes Microsoft.
Do you
Actually,
agree?
Activision is more in the back pocket
Yeah.
of Microsoft than EA. EA actually was trying to be friends with Sony for the exact reason of they were trying to get against Activision on it. So they tried with Battlefield 3, they tried giving them early access to stuff. Didn't do that well. Now with this stuff, they're giving everybody EA the Destiny stuff early.
I always
They're
get
giving
mixed up.
everybody,
Which one's
Titanfall was the.
Was that EA?
Yeah, that's EA.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it was
that's good,
EA.
but then you have Activision with Sony with Destiny, right? But at the same time, EA has shown a lot of support in other ways for Sony, especially last generation. With PS3, I feel like EA was kind of on Sony's side. This generation, it seems like it might have switched a little bit. Maybe it's because Destiny is with kind
Maybe
of Sony.
because Sony pissed them off by not allowing them to do this.
I doubt it was that long in development that it would have pissed them off from the beginning.
Right.
But it's possible. I have no idea how long this has been in development for, this EA Access. So it's possible that there's been hard feelings. We talked about it before.
Yeah.
That at the E3 conference there was a little bit of like a kind of like a little quick insult at EA from Sony.
Yeah,
it was
did
kind
we
of
ever
weird.
look back and see what it was? Because I can't remember. I remember talking about it.
It was
but-
about their conference, and they kind of made this like quick little jab at them, and me and you looked at each other like, "What the hell was that? That was really
Right.
weird."
And I
And now
can't
looking
remember
back
what
on
they
it,
said.
it's like, is there something going on here? Is there like this rivalry or this kind of bad feelings going on between EA and Sony? I have no idea. But Jay Guns, we got to get off this topic because I think other people don't want to hear about it anymore. All right, man. But thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Okay.
See ya. See ya, bud.
Bye.
We're
Okay.
done with EA access, guys. No more calls. No, we gotta stop with EA access. No more EA access. It brings negativity like into the room, and I don't want.
Bring me down, yo.
Yeah, it's bringing me down too.
It's
actually,
a good debate.
It's a good debate, but I feel like we already waged this war. Like we set our sides, and I feel like there's not going to be really anything added to it now.
The problem is that anything that really is anybody's pros and cons of it have already been said for the most part.
I feel like that's what's happened. I feel like we've talked about it enough. I'm going to shut off the Skype lines for now, guys. Thank you for the calls, Ghost and Jagons. Other people, if you want to call in later, we'll open them up again. We've hit 200. Does that mean anything?
Oh, we didn't do anything for it.
Pterodactyl Andrew.
No, that's
No,
250.
that's 250.
All right, 250 will be Pterodactyl Andrew. We'll save that for a little later. And then 300 will be Mark's Cavs.
And 400 is Dinosaur Team.
Dinosaur Team, 350 will be Giraffe Kristen.
Dinosaur team.
All right, that's the game plan for tonight, guys. All right, let's move on to our third
what that means.
news segment. Last week we talked about Microsoft's quarterly earnings and their
Oh.
sales numbers. Now we have Sony's.
This is really upsetting.
For some people it'll be upsetting. For other people it'll be kind of happy.
I feel
news.
like for the gaming community, it should be upsetting.
All right, so PS3 and PS4 joint sales were 3.5 million. Last week we said Xbox One and Xbox 360 together were 1.1 million. So technically, the PlayStation family is selling 3 to 1 what Xbox is selling worldwide.
We've gotten a lot of friend requests. Guys, thank you for the friend requests. I forgot to...
After this story, I will acknowledge all of them. But on top of that, there was 750,000 Vita PSPs out there, which is, I think, a little bit more than people were expecting, actually. Thank you, Wieners for You, to subscribing to us on Twitch.
Oh, cool.
And also Jagons. I feel like those guys probably unsubscribed and subscribed again. But,
Damn it, guys. It's not the same.
Thank you, still. I thought Vita PSP would do much worse than this, considering Xbox One 360 did 1.1 million. The Vita PSP doing 750,000 doesn't seem that bad anymore. Well, Sony is doing actually quite well, especially in the Games and Network Services division, which had an operating income of 43 million, and the company as a whole posted 260 million net profit. I think Kaz Hirai deserves a little bit of credit here. He's turned around Sony in a very short amount of time, so good for
Right.
him.
No, I agree. Yeah, and it's something that I think they really needed almost as like a stop the Vita is lost.
Yeah, I mean it's not great news, but at the same time it's not as worse as I think people were expecting. Before we move on to our next story, would you mind reading off? We've gotten a lot of PSN friend requests, I
Here we
think. So how
I have a
about
few. At least a few.
Bogey? Bogey! Bogey!
Who wants
Hey,
to
buddy. You want Daddy?
Stop! Vita is lost, says goddamn Batman.
That's what I said. I said that 10 minutes ago.
I'm sorry, I was looking for this. Okay, we haven't had
He
that.
was just
but
saying
still.
that the entire time.
We've had five.
Fighting too. Just like, stop! Stop!
Friend requests received. Dark Knight 96424. Glitch Rebel. It's Dat Lurgit.
What?
Mystic. WDT and Terry Donnie Ann.
Thank you guys for your PSN friend request.
I butchered
I'm gonna
these.
try and read this one too. It's what we got right there. We got
Rudy.
Rudy. Thank you for your friend request, and it's that LRGZ hit. Yeah, that's a weird one. I don't
All right,
know.
so Trimark is really mad. I don't know why. He says he's been complaining for a while now.
I think he was angry about EA Access,
Yeah,
right?
he wanted us to go over EA Access.
We went over
Yeah,
EA
we-
Access.
We went very far into it though already.
And thank you, Larry Something, for following us on Twitter. Really appreciate that, man. I think you're up now, Mike. Go ahead.
I am. Oh, this is actually really cool to me.
Okay.
So everybody loved Destiny.
Yep.
It was huge. The beta was huge for the company. You know, it got way more than I think they actually expected it to. But the biggest issue everybody had with it, thank you, BK and Y Finest. Biggest issue everybody had with it was that you can only play the game itself with 2 other people.
Yeah.
So it's only a team of 3. So they detailed the Destiny raids a little bit more, part of IGN first. And they explained how the raids are actually going to require 5 friends. So it's gonna, I guess, be 6 players.
Yep, 6 players, including yourself. It would be 6. Yeah.
Raids are extremely crafted, 6-player friend-only gauntlet runs that might be best described as gut checks. Yes, they will be difficult, and they will absolutely require communication and cooperation. That's why Bungie isn't supporting matchmaking for them. The developers don't want it to be played by disparate groups of strangers. Desperate groups of strangers.
Disparate.
Word of the day.
They're not like the strikes, which might only take you about 20 to 60 minutes, depending on your level. But raids are actually more like the MMO raids, and that you're going to need at least a couple hours to complete them. Bungie says the activity is going to take you and your group of 5 buddies into a place that you've never been and a place that you will return to frequently, and it will demand and require of you things you've never really been asked to do in a shooter before. That part is what I'm a little confused at.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people are actually upset about
this.
this
Why?
because people that don't have a lot of friends won't be able to take parts in the raid now. You cannot use anybody except friends.
Okay, so what do you do in an MMO?
Huh? Well, I mean, this isn't necessarily like your typical MMO.
I think friend lists are going to replace the idea of guilds, or not even, because you still have your teams or whatever. It's much more of an MMO than an FPS.
Yeah.
I find so. There really won't be an issue of people not like having groups to play with.
I don't think it
That's the nature
requires
of the MMO.
6 players.
No, it requires 6 friends. That's the only way to take part in a raid.
You cannot do it with 5.
No. That's the whole point of the story.
Really?
Is that you have to have 6, including yourself, and they have to be friends. They can't be random players.
That's the first time I've ever seen someone say they hate the Destiny beta. That's
Ace.
interesting.
Yeah, I've seen it a little bit here and there, but for the most part, I think it was very positive reactions to that. Thank you, Don L. Dutcher, for your PSN friend request, and also thank you to Sean Don57 for subscribing to us on YouTube. Why don't you read the final story here, Kristen?
PlayStation Plus August offerings. This month you can expect to see Puzzler Road Not Taken and indie sensation Fez as PlayStation 4's free games. On the PS3, you will be getting Crysis 3 and the experimental exploration game Proteus.
Yeah, that's right.
Finally, on the Vita, you have a very strong month with the addition of Dragon's Crown and Metrico. Did I say that right?
Yeah, that's right.
In Europe, switch out Lego Harry Potter.
Yep.
Years 1 to 7 with Dragon's Crown.
Yeah, they don't get Dragon's Crown over there, so that's kind of unfortunate because that's a game that's been
really
requested for a very long time.
I actually was hoping that would go to PS3 because I was going to get it. I was like really excited when I saw it, and then I realized it was only for Vita. So.
Thank you, Azteca Pone, for your YouTube subscription. Fez is the one that was kind of a little bit like, I don't mind. I played through Fez to completion, and even though I wasn't like gung ho about it, I'm glad that I bought it. It was a good game to play, and I feel like I have no problem that I put out $10 for that.
I'm just happy I get to finally finish it because I never finished it. On the
Yeah, it's worth playing for sure. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, I've got a video.
No.
I've got a video review for Fez up on our YouTube. So please check that out.
About EA Access. Was that Batman?
That was Batman.
Damn it, Batman.
I agreed with him.
Guys, Skype us, please. We just opened up the lines once again. We've been people have been active this week on Skype, so that's great news. So please keep calling in, guys. It's the Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it sounds. Donbot/Mark just posted in the
Don't
chat room.
talk to us about EA Access.
Yeah, we're done with that for now, guys.
EA Access.
Damn it, Mark. I'll pull the beanie.
If you want to complain about EA Access, you're welcome to do it in the chat room. We're just not going to do it on the show anymore, just because we said everything we want to say about EA Access. They're shitting on us. Man, Trimark is very upset. Dragon's Crown includes a PS3 version according to the blog. Awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Now
Cross-buy. That's great
excited
news.
now.
Thank you. Oh no, Local Murder. I can't check your message right now. We'll do it right after the show. Give what PS Now is. That is in the next news segment. Don't worry, we're getting into PS Now.
No, I don't think all of it's bad.
No, it's mixed. And there's certain price points that actually aren't too bad. The 4 hour is what everyone's complaining about, and I agree. 4 hours doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Dumb bullshit.
7 days, on the other hand, we'll talk about
That's
later.
that's
That one actually makes kind of sense. Oh, it's still connecting. Uh-oh, did our Wi-Fi go down, guys?
I think the Wi-Fi did go down. It's my chat's not updating.
Wah, wah.
Okay, that explains why we're not connecting. All right, guys, so I think we're probably going to move on to our next segment then, just because we can't get Skype open right now with the Wi-Fi down on us. It will turn back on. It always does. All right, how about we move on then?
Boxer is leaving.
Here we go. Like, people want to hear about PlayStation Now, you get to hear about PlayStation Now. All right.
If you want PlayStation Now, we'll give it to you.
Now.
Later.
All right, we just went online with Skype.
Later.
Yeah, just go open up the lines because we need to make it a little work. It is open. Okay, cool. Guys, Skype lines are open.
Yep.
Skype us.
So please Skype us. We'll wait
Skype us.
a couple minutes before moving on. Mark, again, is posting in the chat room our Skype ID. It's the Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it sounds. Please call in. What's going on with people?
Moobot doesn't need your wireless. All hail Moobot.
Mark Hellboy Bear, he wants to know about Last of Us Remastered. I'm playing it, you're playing it, you had Danielle playing it.
I didn't get to play it. I don't want to talk about that. That really upset me.
Oh, about that?
I almost was just like, you need to leave.
Thank you so much, T Money. Again, he always says, gives us compliments and stuff, so thank you.
Henry Deep
Hey, Dan, how you doing, man?
Hey, how you guys doing there?
We're doing great, man. What do you want to talk about this week?
Oh, okay, well, first I have to say hello to
Go ahead, man.
Mark and Kristen and definitely Mike.
Hi, Dan.
Okay, so I heard you guys talking about those two letters, E and A. I'm not going to comment on those tonight, okay?
That's good.
But, Drew, I did see your video. I saw your video today, and Mike, I will not make a comment, so I don't want you to get mad at me, okay?
Go ahead, bud.
Well, you know what, Drew, I'm really glad that you brought up that Sony was going to have some improvements on the PlayStation Now, because thank goodness, because I have a laundry list of things to talk about tonight.
Go ahead, man. Rant.
Okay.
Man, do it.
Well, it's been going on for my head, I just can't wrap this around my head. It's driving me nuts. I really think this is a very good business and service. That's why I'm so passionate about it. But it's so whacked out right now, Drew. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I'm going on here looking at these games, and first of all, I will give Sony a little bit of credit. They've got 122 games on the PlayStation Now, which is great. But the problem is, I'm new to PlayStation. This is my first one, the PS4. And the problem is, I don't know half those games on there. So there's barely any screenshots for the games. So out of 122 games, they only have 48 screenshots. So I don't really know, who wants to rent a game and you really don't even know what it looks like. So that's a problem. Then the free games, which don't make any sense to me. So the free games, they give you the 4-hour rental, 7-day, 30-day, and 90-day.
Yeah.
What's the point? You might as well rent it for 90 days.
Yeah, with the prices sometimes. That's the thing, is it changes among different publishers, and that's with how much it changes, with some not even offering 4 hours or 7 days. Some only offer 90 days and that's it. I really have to imagine that Sony actually doesn't have full say on this. I have a feeling publishers are coming to them and saying, this is what you're going to put it up for, you have no choice, and Sony has to agree. Because some of them are ridiculous. Like F1 is like $45 for a 90-day.
It's $49. It's $49 for 90 days.
No sense.
Absolutely ridiculous.
That can't be Sony's decision on that one. That has got to be the publisher of F1 saying this is what you're going to put it up for, and don't offer anything except 90 days. Now, there are some games... Oh, sorry, Mark, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking, though, Sony can take all this negative opinions about it and go back to the developers and say, nobody wants to pay this.
Yeah.
You're asking outrageous prices. Nobody's feasibly going to pay this.
Yeah.
And developers, I think, will ideally see where they're going wrong here and will want to get some income.
Yep.
Because if you charge like $5, $9, yeah, people will pay that much.
Yeah, sometimes.
I mean, why not?
Dan, will you stay on the line for a second? I'm going to read off a few stats from the new PS Now Open Beta.
Oh, sure, okay.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about this. 4-hour rentals, they're starting at $3 for the most part, which is more reasonable than it was, but it's still nowhere near where it needs to be. I think $2 and even less than that is probably going to be the sweet spot for 4 hours. But in the grand scheme of things, I still don't think 4 hours makes sense.
I do 1 day.
1 day, exactly. Make it 1 day.
12 hours.
12 hours even, exactly, would make a lot more sense. Now, 7-day rentals actually aren't too bad. They're the best value.
Yeah.
They range from $5 all the way up to $15, but the average 7-day rental is actually less than $6, meaning that it's less than $1 a day, which isn't terrible. That's not too bad. That's less than Redbox.
Right.
So if the streaming quality is good, you've got a good Wi-Fi connection, 7 days might be the sweet spot for you. Now, 30 and 90-day rentals, that's just, you're running the gamut there. Like, you have no idea what you could get with those ones, and it seems like the publishers have a lot of say on the full 30 and 90-day ones. So I'm not even going to really talk about those. Those ones range from, $15 all the way up to, like you said, $50 for F1. It makes no sense.
Agreed. You said everything I was going to tell you tonight. I took screenshots on my TV just to look at this to tell you about these prices. They make no sense because I certainly am not going to rent a game for $5 for 4 hours. I mean, that doesn't make sense. And you pay what, $2 extra for a week? What is the point? It just, I don't know what Sony's thinking on any of this.
They need to make some
really don't get it. I don't get it at
I
all.
honestly think the best bet would be to not even charge for the 4 hours. Or like 5
That's
hours.
a demo.
It's a demo. You download it, you get your free
4 hours
demo.
might be a little much. Maybe 1 hour to 2 hours would be a good demo, and
still
1
think-
day would be the good replacement for 4 hours.
I mean, most games you're not going to get too far into it with.
No,
I agree with that.
But someone said in the chat room, and this is true. Ground Zeroes, you can beat in 1.5 hours. Like that, they don't want you to. You know, that's a $30 game. You could rent that for 4 hours and beat it.
Yeah.
So that one would really harm.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not even going to lie about it.
So for some games and some publishers, I can see why they might go to Sony and say, no, don't put up a 4-hour rental for this one. We don't want you putting up a 4-hour rental. That wouldn't make sense. Now, Dan, one final note on this is Sony did just recently send out an email saying that they are listening to fan feedback and the new 4-hour lowest price is going to move from $3 down to $2. And not only that in the next couple of weeks, they're going to be working on a new subscription version of PlayStation Now, which is what everyone really wants, is a subscription version. So I think we have to wait still. It's still open beta. Let's wait and see what Sony does with this. It seems like they're listening to fans, but it's who's to say right now.
Well, I hope.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think that's what I'd be more interested in. You know, I do like the fact that the 1 hour. I know what you mean. There's some people out there pretty talented on video games, and I'm just a very casual gamer, so it might take me 2 weeks to even understand what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I understand when somebody wouldn't want someone to be able to play the game for 4 hours. They might be able to beat it, and they just didn't make any money.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I would be interested in the subscription. If they had that subscription service, I'd probably be okay with that. And that might be what I think they need to see Sony step up to do. If they don't want to do I know we don't want to talk about it, but if they don't want to do the EA service, I think they need to step up their game on the PlayStation Now and the PlayStation Plus to do that, and I'd be okay with that. I mean, let Xbox have what they're going to get, because I really think the PlayStation platform is really better for me.
Okay, Dan, another awesome call, man. Thank you so much for calling in.
Oh, no problem, guys. I want to say one more thing, though. Tomorrow is my birthday, and I bought myself a 64-inch top-of-the-line plasma Samsung to play with my PlayStation, so I'm going to have a great weekend.
Dude, happy birthday, bud.
Happy birthday, man.
Thank you guys. Nice to talk to you.
Enjoy.
See you, Dan.
All righty. Okay, later.
That's a nice birthday.
That was a great call, and even better, it finished off our first story,
Right.
so now we don't have to talk about our
He's such a
first
nice
story.
guy.
Oh my god, Daniel 12 wants to know if we're his friends. I would like to think that we are.
We are your friends. It doesn't mean PSN friends. We're friends in general, but if we're not PSN friends yet, please add us.
Friends.
I'm Drew M1788, and Mike is Noob Guru. All right, Mike, you're up with a GameStop story.
All right, game's out.
All right. So GameStop. Now this is something really weird. It's really interesting. Aww. Yeah, the face was awesome. All right. So GameStop has introduced a credit card. Destructoid broke down the story with some pictures of marketing materials. The images showed that credit cards will have an interest rate of 26.99%,
Yes.
which is double the market average of 13%. However, there are a few perks that GameStop is luring you in with. The credit card will reward basic members with 5,000 points, and pro members will get 15,000 points. So, on top of paying $100 by the time you're done buying a game, you'll get 1,500 rewards points.
Yeah, with an interest rate of 27%, I can't say that the power-up points are going to sway me on that one.
27%?
Yes, 27% interest rate on the GameStop credit card.
I mean,
That's just unheard of. That's ridiculous.
I mean, sure, if you want to destroy somebody's life, you can sign them up for that.
Yeah, all it takes is 1 month, man, and you're getting a pretty big interest rate on you right
That's awful.
there. You're up.
Can you imagine if
I
you bought
can't
like,
believe
a game
that.
like at holiday when people buy like a bunch of game systems and
Yeah.
then like miss out on payment for a month?
Yeah.
GameStop is going to be the cause of the next
The bubble burst thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The next market crash is going to be caused by GameStop.
Yep.
Sorry.
Oh, you know what? Can I stop
Yes.
you before quick and go into? Did you hear about GameStop starting fingerprinting in Philly?
I heard about it, but I didn't read too much on it.
I actually went into. I called up one of my buddies at one of the stores, and I went into the store. And apparently, if you come in very often
Mhm.
with games, they actually can fingerprint you now. They're
Wow.
request to let them fingerprint you in order to actually do the trade.
Real quick, what do you guys think of The Last of Us Remastered? I think it's great. It's already obviously a masterful game on PS3, but it really does look better. It is a solid 60 frames per second, and the 1080p resolution really does make a lot of the textures and stuff a lot clearer. A lot of those little background pictures and writings on the wall. Not even to mention that it's 4 times the resolution on textures anyway. On top of that,
And you're actually liking it at 60 frames.
yes, I do like it. At 60 frames.
That's like both of our biggest fears.
It takes some getting used to. It does take some getting used to. It looks too smooth at the beginning, but the gunplay is better for it. So good. It's good.
GameSpot layoffs?
Yeah, GameSpot layoffs. I did hear about that. Yeah, there have been some layoffs at GameSpot. I don't know the direct numbers and stats, so I don't want to say exactly what the numbers are.
Why were people not allowing them to determine what their ratings were again?
I don't know. Guys, we're at 244 people in the room. Thanks so much for coming in. If we get to 250, we get Pterodactyl Andrew. 300 is Mark's Cavs.
350 is Giraffe
Graf
Kristen.
Kristen, and 400 is Dinosaur Team, which has never been done before. But since we're so close to 250, let me say once again to anyone who's new in here, thank you so much for coming in, first of all. But if you don't know who we are, we're the Level Up Show. We're a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Andrew. This is Mike, and we also have Mark and Kristen, who are very much in the chat room with you guys.
And
Mark
Monkey.
words, and Kristen says be nice. We talk about all the biggest gaming industry news from the past week. You can follow us on a lot of different channels. They're all on the TV here, but the most important, obviously, are twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. Please heart us there for email notifications whenever we go live. And then also youtube.com is real important for us. It's The Level Up Show, level spelled LVL. Subscribe. You'll get all of our archived live shows and stuff like that. It's real cool.
Mark something wants to know when we're going to see
Mark
WWE
Zuckerberg.
2K 15 gameplay. I don't know, but that is IGN's game of the month.
Yes.
So you'll be getting first access on IGN. So
Georgia the Chimp is following the outline. I was like, oh my god, this person's a mind reader.
Mark.
No, he's not. He's 300. I'm 250.
250.
All right, 250. Pterodactyl Andrew Trump.
What? Dude, the light.
That was a loud one. That was a loud one. Hey, we got I'll take this. Corey's always in the room. Corey in the house. Hey, Corey, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's up?
No.
Just call to say hi. I get like 16 or stitches, so.
You got 16 stitches? Is that what he said?
I think so.
That's terrible news.
I've been laid up. I've been laid up. I get 16 pulled during the week, so I didn't even go into work last week or this week, so I'm not going in next week either.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better.
So they're supposed to be pulling out the stitches Thursday, supposedly, depending on if the swelling goes down any.
Okay. Corey, I'm really sorry about that. Really sorry. Let's talk about happy news. What are you playing right now?
Right now, I'm just on and off. I've been on and off playing The Last of Us.
You're not playing?
No, he is playing.
No, I'm going on and off of it.
Nice. Very cool. What do you think of it so far? Is this your first time playing?
No, I hit it for the PS3.
Okay. Still good, though. What do you think of the upgraded graphics?
I like them.
Yeah.
I think they're decent.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, I mean, it's not like a remake, but I think if you can tell the difference side by side, it's clear that it has a higher resolution and higher frame rate. And if you haven't played it before, it's especially worth it. And there's a lot of people like myself and Corey that did play it on PS3 that are still buying it. So I have a feeling it's going to do really well in next month's NPD.
They have extra ending to it. If you don't know about it.
Are you talking about the epilogue that was recently revealed? We actually talked about that earlier in the show. Yeah, it's a little bit of an extra onto the ending of The Last of Us, kind of as a goodbye to the characters. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool, though. Yeah, we talked about it earlier in the show, and I think a lot of people were excited that the people in attendance at that one night live got that for just them. That was theirs to see, and nobody else gets to see it, which is it's very cool for those people. And it seems like it hasn't leaked at all either. Those guys are keeping it secret. But very cool stuff right there. Corey, I think we got to move on to our next news segment, but thanks so much for calling in, man.
Oh, no.
See you, Corey.
Alright, later.
Corey's with us every week.
Okay, that works.
He's a cool guy. Thank you so much for calling in, Corey. I'm going to shut off the lines for now, guys, and Kristen's going to finish off this news segment. Go ahead.
Rayman and Beyond Good and Evil creator starts new studio, which is a stupid name. Michael Ansel, the mind
Wait, what?
behind
What's the stupid name?
Beyond
Wild
Good and Evil?
Sheep Studio.
Oh, his
Oh.
name, the name of the studio.
That's awesome. It's almost as good as Pictures Can Fly.
It should be like Wild Boar
This is,
Studio.
by the way, we're changing it today.
That's a good name.
Okay, let me begin again. Michael Ansel, the mind behind a few of Ubisoft's best games, has created the studio Wild Sheep Studio, which will consist of 13 staff members. The indie studio is working on an original title. However, Ubisoft felt the need to respond to this news, saying that Michael Ansel is still with their Montpellier studios. And not only that, he is working on an extremely ambitious new title that is very close to his and the team's heart. After being pressed on this quote, Ubisoft did confirm that the title they are referencing is the long-awaited Beyond Good and Evil sequel.
Yeah, it's awesome news right there. A lot of people
We
have
were
been
waiting
looking
for it.
forward to
Did
that.
they make a trailer, like a fake trailer for it like 2
Yes.
years ago?
I don't think it was fake. I think that was a legit CGI trailer. It just
It was like-
didn't reveal anything besides a little
I
bit.
was
of-
watching it at your house, I think. So
Maybe.
it had to be like 3 years ago.
The thing is, Beyond Good and Evil came out a really long time ago, and people kind of talk about it very fondly now, but it didn't sell that well. And that's the reason they haven't made a sequel to it. Everyone looks back on it now and it's like, oh my god, that was an amazing game. It's kind of like a cult classic in that way. But, you know, those people are going to get their wishes because it sounds like it might be coming. Go ahead, you can continue.
I know.
Okay. In a quote to Eurogamer, Ubisoft had this to say about the title. They're developing something that aspires to push past the boundaries of a proverbial sequel and leverages next-gen technologies to deliver a truly surprising, innovative, and exceptional game. The entire team is excited about the direction this extremely ambitious project is taking, and we'll have more to share later as it progresses. They use a lot of big words.
They do. That's PR in a nutshell. It's always big words. But do we think maybe that the reason this story is coming out is because Gamescom could be the first reveal?
That was actually one of my things, so fuck.
Okay. Well,
No, it's fine.
But no, that's a European-based studio for the most part.
Right, and that's why
Yeah.
that's actually one of the things that was that and one other thing, but we'll see.
All right, that is the end of our level update, guys. We'll open up the lines for
Yes.
one more call before moving on to the topic of the week, which is Gamescom 2014.
Someone actually was asking if what we think of Diablo 3.
We are doing Diablo 3 for our Wild Game Appears, so look
No
forward to
way.
that later on. No
All right.
way! It's supposed to be a surprise, so keep a secret.
From the Shadows is leaving.
See you from the
Ciao.
Good night, my
shadows.
friend.
But guys, Mark already posted in the chat room, I'm pretty sure, but our Level Up Show ID on Skype is the Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it sounds, no spaces. Please call in, we can talk about a bunch of stuff. Here we go, Chris. Hey, Chris, how you doing, man?
Good, how are you guys?
Doing great. What do you want to talk about this week?
Mostly The Last of Us.
Nice, go.
This is the first time I played it. I kept it unspoiled for a whole year.
Wow, that's lucky.
That's intense.
So, yeah, but it was awesome. And now I'm already on my second playthrough. I'm wondering how many playthroughs do you guys think it'll take to platinum this game? Because I'm looking at the trophy list, and it seems like it's going to be 4 or 5.
Yes, it is, because the thing is they have a New Game Plus mode, and the problem with the New Game Plus mode is you can only do it on the same difficulty you started in. And the good thing about at least the remastered edition is you can start immediately on Survivor on the hardest.
Right.
So actually on the remastered edition, I think it'll only take you 2 playthroughs. On the PS3 version, you had to do 4 because you had to do it on hard, then New Game Plus hard, then Survivor, then New Game Plus Survivor. But I think in your case, I think you can actually just do Survivor and then New Game Plus Survivor.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. But I know I've already missed a conversation that.
Oh yeah, that makes it
before.
tough. If that's the case, yeah, then you just gotta play through it.
Do you,
and I think you could do chapter select if that's the case.
Right,
you
you
can
can do
get
that.
the conversations
What
with
I
chapters.
always usually tell people to do is do multiple saves.
That's
you
it.
know, make sure you have that once you can go back if you realize that you missed something, so you don't have to be like, oh, I have to do all.
I'm pretty sure all those collectible type stuff though. I'm pretty sure you can just do chapter select though.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive on that, including Firefly pendants, notes, conversations, all those kind of stuff. Just use the chapter select and look up on whatever walkthrough on the internet to try and figure out which ones you missed and then go back and find them.
Yeah.
But overall, what did you think? Don't talk about the ending itself, but in a whole, what did you think of the game?
No, I loved it. It was. One of the guys on the Beyond show said it's the best movie he's ever played, and I pretty much agree.
Yeah, it raises those production value and presentation and voice acting to another level, and it kind of set a bar moving forward that still hasn't been reached.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
You guys were talking about the trade-in thing at GameStop with fingerprinting.
Yeah.
we do that down here in Florida. It's part of the pawn shop rules, though. So
Right.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
No, and it's usually, I mean, some places will do it for everywhere, but some will do it, selectively because they have the right to. And it's mainly going to be because there's so many, especially because the market's really being done in is the Philadelphia market. There's a lot of theft and a lot of stolen merchandise being traded into GameStop, so it makes complete sense to me. I have no issue with that at all.
Makes sense for certain places, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it works. All right, Chris. I think we'll move on, but thanks so much for calling in, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Glad you enjoyed the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, see you, Chris.
I'm relieved for him that he was able to relieve himself of any spoilers for an entire year.
That's lucky. It's tough to do that because that was a game that so many people were talking about, and the ending especially is, it's pretty. It does some pretty cool things that people are not going to expect. So spoilers are very heavy for that game.
Right.
You want to miss those spoilers, and that's why whenever I play it live, I always warn people that say, "Oh, I haven't played this yet." I'm like, "Why are you in here?" Like, I know that's pushing people out of the stream, but I'm like, if you want to play this game, please get out of the stream. You're ruining it for yourself. If you don't want to play the game and you just want to watch it, that's fine. If you want to play it, I would recommend don't watch any streams because it's a very story-heavy game. All right, guys, I guess we'll shut up the lines and we'll move on to our topic of the week, which is Gamescom 2014 predictions. We'll open up the lines as well later on after Mike and I go through what we're thinking and let you guys give your predictions as well. Kind of the same way we did with E3, because like we said, Gamescom is becoming a very big show, and there could be some pretty huge announcements here. Let's start off with a little bit about what we know, though. We know that Sony's going to have big games like Bloodborne, Until Dawn, The Order 1886, and Little Big Planet 3, and we know that Microsoft is going to have a big Quantum Break, I think it's called, Quantum Break playthrough, and also they're going to have a Call of Duty multiplayer blowout.
Right.
So that's the big thing at Microsoft's. What about what we don't know? I guess I'll start with Sony.
I'll be honest with you, I don't have very many.
Okay, that's fine. We can kind of just wing it if you come with ones on the fly too. But right off the bat, I really do think that all three of these are going to present their new IPs, and those would be Media Molecule, Guerrilla Games, and Bend Studios. I think are all going to reveal their new IPs. Media Molecule had that little teaser that went out recently, and Guerrilla said that they just weren't ready at E3. They have a new IP. Supposedly, it's an open world RPG, very sci-fi, stuff like that. But it just wasn't ready for E3. Maybe now it is ready. They are, again, a European-based studio like Media Molecule, so I have a feeling that's going to be there. And Bend has had a lot of concept art being leaked online recently for a supposed horror game. Very dark looking horror game from Bend Studios. So I think that is going to be revealed at Gamescom as well. Bogey does not want to go out the window.
Just throw the dog out the window already.
Thank you to Amiga for following us on Twitch, and thank you to Glitch Rebel. And finally, Juihi, I think that's how you say it. It's Juyhi. Thank you, all three of you, for subscribing to us on Twitch. Really appreciate that, guys. If anybody who hasn't followed us yet on Twitch, please do. Same with YouTube. We acknowledge all of our subscriptions and whatnot.
Cool. So, did you get all of them?
I said my first one. I was wondering if you had any you wanted to.
You touched on it a little bit before, and people did before too. The Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yeah.
That was actually something I was looking at earlier because it was actually been talked about quite a lot within the past day or two. So I'm thinking that's what we're going to do.
The other one I think is going to be revealed is kind of also feeding off a lot of rumors recently. Beyond Two Souls, we keep hearing that they're doing a remaster. I think it's true. The German sites showed them on their retail versions of their sites, and it's been a constant rumor, and I was surprised it wasn't at E3. So I think Gamescom is going to be the right place because once again, that's a French studio, Quantic Dream, I think is what they're called. I always get it mixed up with Quantum Break now. Quantic Dream is a European-based studio, so I really have a feeling that they're going to show off that remaster. I don't think they'll show off their new IP yet. I think they're going to wait a little longer on that. I don't know. I think there's enough that they can show off this Gamescom without getting into that. It's possible. Maybe switch out Bend with.
Oh my god, dude! Please put that in the clips. It literally looks like Kristen
it always does because it's so dark. It just looks like
no. She tossed him this time. Instead of letting him walk out, she kind of tossed him a little.
He does not want to go potty.
No.
But as I was just gonna say, I think maybe switch out Bend Studios with Quantum Break, but. Quantic Dream. God, but I think it's going to be those three and not Quantic Dream.
Okay. I think that we're going to see the GTA 5 October release date.
No. It's possible.
What's wrong, Drew?
No.
You sound a little
Doesn't have to
nervous.
be October either. It could be November as well.
Right.
You know,
I think it's going to be the end of October. I think it's going to be like one of the last weeks of October.
Okay.
I think they want to get that out there. I think the other companies just want to get it out before the big titles come out. So.
I think that Uncharted 4 will have a new trailer, but it will not show much. It'll just be some gameplay snippets with, once again, some cutscenes. Very short and sweet, just to give a little bit more of a tease before their next E3 where they do a big blowout with a gameplay like demo, you know, like something that's really like a set piece. That'll be like next E3. This will just be like a gameplay trailer with some CGI, not CGI, with some, you know, cutscenes and stuff like that. Thank you, what's that? Bizgot for your friend request.
Biscuit.
And thank you also to John Dutcher for subscribing to us on YouTube, and to II360ZZ for subscribing to us on YouTube, and also to Great Yash for subscribing to us on YouTube. That was 3 in the last like 10 seconds. Guys, thank you so much for your YouTube subscriptions.
I don't know if this is more of a prediction, just a hope. I want to see more on Secret Ponchos.
Okay.
So I heard a bunch about it before, and now all of a sudden it's been
Refresh my memory. What is Secret Ponchos?
It was kind of like the top-down, almost like a Diablo-esque style game, but set in Mexico.
Okay.
Where it looked like Mexico or somewhere around there, but this basically you're a gunslinger, a Spanish gunslinger, and you upgrade your character and get different things in the arena type setting. So it actually looked really interesting. A lot of people were looking forward to it, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared. They said they were working on it on PC now.
Okay.
So
moving away from Sony onto Microsoft, I think that Tomb Raider: Rise of Lara Croft will get a gameplay demo at Microsoft's conference.
I 100% back that. That was actually
that's Eidos, another European-based developer. I'm pretty sure.
I was surprised that they revealed it already, and there's already rumors that it's going to be this year.
Yeah, I think that was kind of. I don't know what the hell that was. I think that was probably like a placeholder date. I have to imagine that was, because I think it's going to be next gen only. If it was cross gen, I could see it maybe being this year. But for it to have like no talk whatsoever, and I think be next gen only, I think it'll be next year. I think probably Tomb Raider Definitive Edition was their testing ground on next gen to get themselves familiar, so that they could make Rise of Lara Croft the best game it could possibly be.
I feel like Kristen wants to suck out her souls. I feel like she looks like the girl from The Ring.
Yeah, she does. Put your hair in front of your face. Okay, and last for me, I think that
you again too.
It has to do with EA Access, and I think if they really want to really get people on it, I think that at Microsoft's conference maybe announced the Mass Effect trilogy for next gen exclusive to EA Access. Would that be mean of them to do?
No, I think that's what a lot of people are expecting right now.
Yeah, I think Mass Effect trilogy would be a perfect thing to bring over to next gen to get people prepared for Mass Effect 4, whatever that's going to be, and EA Access would be a great way to pull people in with the trilogy, because it wouldn't be too much of a slap in the face, because a lot of people have already played Mass Effect. This is just a trilogy for those that haven't. I feel like this would be a good lore. That's pretty creepy as well.
I'm really not sure what's going on right now.
Kristen's just a wanderer, apparently.
You look like
some kind of a vagrant.
A Java.
No, I wouldn't even say Java. I would say she looks like one of those random ladies on the side of like a medieval TV show. You know what I mean?
I feel like she's gonna open up her cloak and be like from Resident Evil 4.
Yes.
What does that guy say? What you buying? Yeah.
What are you buying?
Kristen, please do this. Open up your cloak and go. What you buying?
What are you buying? What do you need that for? Going on an elephant?
Fine.
Thank you.
That was better than her. I think that was in her Bane. If you do that for Bane, you'll be set.
Actually, I'm the guy from Journey.
Yeah. The Traveler. Or the Journeyer. Thank you.
The Journeyer.
I'm the Journeyer from...
Mike, do you have any you want to say real quick before I open up the lines to other people?
I don't really have anything else, because I really don't know what to expect from Gamescom anymore. That's our biggest problem. Nobody knows what it is.
Then I will open up the lines. Guys, Skype is now live.
I feel like it's going to be a big thing for Microsoft. I'll put that out there.
Yeah, I have a feeling Microsoft
Xbox is huge over in Europe, and this is going to be a time for them to redeem.
Yeah,
a little
that's
bit
the thing is Xbox was huge in Europe, and they need to take back Europe. So yeah, this would be a good spot to do it.
Excuse me, princess.
I joined the dark side. Guys, please call in on Skype, and you can let us know your predictions for Gamescom 2014. What do you want to see from Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo this year? I'm pretty sure all of them will have a presence at Gamescom. So So please call in, and obviously we will acknowledge the chat room if you guys don't call, but we would love to get some calls from you.
Yeah, Mark Hellboy keeps talking about The Last of Us 2.
They have talked about.
I think it's gonna be a while until we see there like anything definitive.
I think it would be an end of the generation thing for Naughty Dog.
Oh my god.
In my opinion. But also, it sounds like they are going to leave behind the characters from the first Last of Us, if the epilogue means anything, and move on to potentially new characters. They're saying that they're not sure yet. They want to look into the possibilities as far as storyline, and it has to live up to the first game. It has to be something that the gamers would enjoy, but also something that they're passionate about. So there's a lot of caveats there before they would even think of developing.
The benefit is that they don't want to just make the game just because.
Yes.
They said, oh my god, I can't even talk. They said they would only do it if they felt that there was a good story worth telling.
Yes, exactly. Guys, once again, we're live on Skype. Please call in. The Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it sounds. That's our ID on Skype. That's the only way you can call in. We don't do phone numbers or anything like that. What do we got? Yep, as Mubad just posted, please subscribe on YouTube. Please subscribe. No. In the meantime, let's see if we got anything going on.
Last of Us 2 will have a new character, a female. I mean, likely, but we don't know anything about it yet.
Trimark, who's been very active in the chat room tonight, has followed us on Twitch. Thank you so much, Trimark, and also thank you to Tom Bell for subscribing to us on YouTube. Hey, John, how you doing, man? You're on the Level Up Show.
Hey, yeah, I'm watching you guys right now.
Very nice. What do you want to talk about? We're talking about Gamescom right now.
Yeah, I saw that. I was just going to say that I would love to see something on Uncharted 4 because that looks pretty juicy.
Yes, definitely. It's possible because they did just say that they're going to have something soon. And I was actually surprised at that because I thought they would for sure wait until next year, maybe like an E3 blowout with like a cool set-piece demo. But for them to say soon, it kind of made me think, okay, it's got to be one of the next big conferences. And the only one that really makes sense to me is Gamescom. It really wouldn't make sense for them to do it at Tokyo Game Show. So it's possible we might see like a little bit of a gameplay trailer. I have a feeling it won't be a lot. It'll probably just be like a little bit of cutscenes, a little bit of gameplay. No like on like stage demo. I don't think nothing like that.
I would assume a lot of just CGI for sure.
Well, that's the funny thing is they didn't even do CGI with that first trailer. That was all in-game footage, or at least I should say in-engine. So it really does look that good.
Yeah, in-engines, it's a little bit different from gameplay, but yeah, no, I love that. I know you're talking about Gamescom right now, but I just have to make one comment about the PlayStation Now beta, because I've been listening to you guys for a little bit now.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
And I just feel like you mentioned the subscription thing, which makes me feel really good.
Yep.
But you also were talking about how the best value is the 1 week, which is true, because it is better than Redbox in general.
For the most part. There are some exceptions to that. There are some games that are actually $15 for a week, but I think those are few and far between.
Yeah, I realize all of them are completely different, but the thing is like Redbox is usually renting out new games, and all these games that they have on beta, or on just PlayStation Now, I should say, are going to be like PS1, PS2, PS3 classics. And when I look at the beta list, I've had the PlayStation name for a while, and I own most of the games anyways.
Yeah.
I'd love to play them on my PlayStation 4, but I'm not willing to pay that type of money, especially if I own it. And I hope that they include some type of like connection with games that you own. Yeah, especially if you have some type of subscription device membership or PlayStation Plus combined with it. I don't know.
That's exactly the thing, is they're not going to give it entirely for free, because like I said, you are accessing their servers, they're paying for you to play those free games. It's not going to happen that way. But like you said, there is potential for there to be PlayStation Plus perks, or maybe a little bit extra on a subscription. Maybe there's different models to the subscription to allow you to play all of your digital purchases from PS3 on PS Now. That would be really awesome. I really hope that they do something like that, because then it really kind of offers full backwards compatibility in a way.
Yeah, for sure, and hopefully offering trophies as well.
It does. It offers trophies, I think, right? You could correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it does offer trophies.
I know it supports trophies for games that already have them, but I'd like to see them add trophies to the old PS1 and PS2 classics.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Definitely. Final Fantasy
And I
7 with some
think-
trophies. Definitely.
Yeah, I think they have the capability to do that, possibly, but I don't know.
They filed a patent not too long ago for that actual description, adding trophies to old games, PS1, PS2. So they have it in mind, but there's a lot of patents that are filed that mean absolutely nothing, you know?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, all I gotta say is hopefully Uncharted is better than The Last of Us. I loved The Last of Us, don't get me wrong, but I'm just always been a bigger Uncharted fan.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely a different type of game.
For sure. For sure, The Last of Us is awesome. I'd definitely beat it out on Survivor and Survivor Plus and everything, but, well, I had to trade it in before I finished Survivor Plus, but
yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I don't really have much to say about Gamescom because it seems like most of the newest stuff has already come out. And
yeah, exactly.
They're just going to be doing like new stuff on all the stuff they've already announced.
Probably right, but we could get some surprises. But John, thanks so much for calling in, man. You're a first-time caller, so it's nice to talk to you.
All right, yeah, thanks.
See you, man. Yeah, I mean, Uncharted is a little happier go lucky than Last of Us. So sometimes it's nice to get a little bit of like a pulp action game.
What do you think about seeing more?
This next one comes out.
Yeah, this next one does look a little dark for sure.
What do you think about more on Project Morpheus?
That's possible. I didn't even think about that.
I don't know why I didn't think about that either.
Yeah, they haven't really said they didn't do too much on Project Morpheus at E3, I should say.
Yeah.
So now might be the time. Yeah.
Chats and calls.
Hey Omar, you are on the Level Up Show. How you doing, man?
What's up, guys? How you doing, man?
We're doing great. We're talking about Gamescom. Do you want to kind of touch in on that a little bit?
Yeah, I'm a first-time caller. I've watched you guys show a few times before, but it's actually the first time I'm actually calling you guys because, you know, the time difference.
Okay.
But,
really happy to hear that, man. Thanks for calling in.
Your show's great, but, so what are you guys looking forward to at Gamescom?
Well, I gave a few predictions. I do think that they're going to announce a few new IPs because, like I said, Gamescom is becoming bigger and bigger, and they could do some big announcements that they didn't do at E3. I think Media Molecule, Guerrilla Games, and Bend Studios are all going to announce their new IPs. Media Molecules being that little teaser that they had out, Guerrilla being their new IP, which is like a Western RPG style, like sci-fi game, and then Bend Studios supposedly is working on like a horror game.
Yeah.
So I think Mike said something about Ubisoft.
Ubisoft? No.
Or Beyond Good and Evil. That's what you were
Beyond
talking
Good. Yeah, I was saying about Beyond Good and Evil 2. We'll probably see revealed and possibly with the release. I'm gonna say next holiday.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe Destiny might go over there and say something extra? Like I don't know if you guys have this in mind, but I'm happy about Destiny. I really love the game. I mean, I'm like so stoked, but I'm kind of upset about one thing. They're only having one place to go in only 4 worlds.
Well, that's not that's not like the main. So here's the thing with Destiny. There was very little that we got a taste of, and yes, they revealed some stuff, you know, to IGN, I think, on more of the worlds and stuff like that. But there's also, so from what I understand, there's not only just the worlds that we know, but other ones that they're adding on top of random space stations that are going to be in there.
What he's touching on, though, and it is the truth from what I hear, and it is disappointing a lot of people, is that every planet only has one location that you can visit.
One location to play on.
Yes.
And it was a mistake of his to say that. I know he wasn't trying to say anything about that.
Not multiplayer necessarily, but for the story.
Because there was that entire area that we didn't even get to go to.
Not on the main planet. The planet you had access to was only Old Russia.
Right, no, but then there's another one. There's like something in Africa or something like that.
According to what IGN said on their IGN First, I think that's what you're talking about, Omar, there's only one spot per planet.
Yeah, one place per planet. There's only one place. They even said it. And there's only going to be 4 planets. I know they're going to have the DLC.
Yeah.
So far, we're only seeing 2 DLCs.
There's only 32 story missions total. It's much smaller than people are expecting. Yeah, it's a little disappointing.
I'm a big Bungie fan. I love Bungie. And I know they're always trying to make people happy with their games. But it was a big hit to a lot of people when they heard only 4 planets and one whole place to search for a planet.
There's way more to the game than people are giving them credit for right this second.
Well, there's all the side missions and raids and all those kind of things. So there's we're talking about simply story right now. There's 32 story missions. There's like 4 or 5 planets with one big area on each, which is the hub of all those story missions.
But what I'm thinking is, do you think they might come out and like trying to go against what one guy said and say maybe they're gonna bring more, that it's not just gonna be just to bring down some of the fuel that's already been thrown into the fire, because it's pissed off a lot of people.
No, you're right, and you know what, they might be holding back. but I have a feeling that it's pretty much everything's out in the open now. There was like a leak recently that I think detailed everything in the game, from all the side missions to the story missions and everything.
Yeah.
And everything that was on there is pretty much what we know. So either there's something that wasn't in that leak that they could surprise us with, but I don't think people should get their hopes up, man. I think that's it. I think the DLC.
Me personally, I love the game. I'm happy with it. I am. I'm a big Bungie fan. I played their Halo franchise. I loved it. I mean, I was big on it. And I played Destiny, Alpha and Beta. I mean, I destroyed in the competitive. I destroyed the story. I loved it. I mean, I really did. But I know there's people out there who are pretty mad about what they heard. That slip up.
6. Dude, I don't know where you
That's
you guys,
5 there, right? 5,
6.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 right here with the moon.
Yeah, the moon was another one that we got access to.
Six different story missions, yes, but one whole place that you can to search. That's what they're talking about. The actual search area. One whole
That's what
place
people are disappointed
to
in.
look
Is
around.
they were hoping that you'd be able to go, like for instance on Earth, I think people were hoping that it wasn't just old Russia. They were hoping that
just
it would be
old
other-
Russia, like a whole nother area to search and look around in.
There's
a whole exploration world.
Those are the multiplayer matches, probably. There's different multiplayer maps, but when it comes to the story missions, I think it's all in old Russia.
No, I think it's more than that.
We'll have to look into this further for you, Ned. But
Detroit.
we'll have to look into this further because maybe there's other news that we don't know about. But I'm with Omar on this one. This is what I heard. But there could be some more news to this that we need to look into. Omar,
Mass Effect. Like I'm a big Mass Effect fan. I love it.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard much about Mass Effect 4. Honest, I heard it's coming out.
Yeah.
But I don't know anything more than that. I mean, I haven't really heard anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it gave me Mass Effect vibes, which I thought was pretty cool. And hopefully there's more to this than we know.
Do you think it'll be on EA Access only?
What?
For like a remaster collection type thing? For Mass Effect.
Yeah, that was my potential rumor, or not rumor, but prediction for Microsoft's conference. Is
you think that's going to happen? No, I'm asking him.
Omar, yeah, what do you think about that? Do you think it's possible that Mass Effect trilogy could be exclusive to EA Access?
I'm thinking they're probably going to try and do that just because they want PlayStation to jump in on it, and they know that there's a big population now on PlayStation. A lot of Xbox fans moved into PlayStation 4, so I know that's another way for them to try and get those people in there.
Yeah, definitely, and that could be the push for PlayStation to give in, because EA is not going to give up on this. They're not the type of developer or publisher that gives up on those kind of things.
They're
going
a
to try
big company making money, and they know they can make money off of this, and they want PlayStation in.
Because, I mean, for them, it's obviously better. And that's why I'm saying if PlayStation were to give in, EA is definitely not going to deny that, because it would benefit EA in the long run to have EA access on everything they could possibly put it on. Just like Origin on PC, they stopped putting games on Steam now, so they could put it only on EA Origin. This is what they do. They want to take away from other services and put it on their own thing. So, yeah, I agree with that, man. But thanks so much for calling in, Omar. Thanks for being a first-time caller.
No problem, man. Thanks a lot, guys, for taking my call and everything.
All right,
I am a streamer on here. I do stream. I do tattoos on Saturdays on my stream.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm the guy who was one day I was tattooing my leg, another day I was tattooing my arm. Yeah, that's me.
Great stream, man. That's really cool.
That's actually really cool.
All right, man. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.
There you go, guys. Check out Omar. I've seen him before. He does
I've seen
tattoos
him before,
live on Ustream on PlayStation Live. That's pretty cool. We'll take one more call. Go ahead, Kristen.
Did you see that person behind you?
Yes, I did. Who was that?
Creeper.
Some creeper.
Creeper.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever cross swords?
Really? Why
Do you know what that
acknowledging
means?
that?
Do you know what that
Did you know what you were saying before you said
it's
it?
funny.
It is funny. I'll give you that.
No,
but... no, we do not. Guys, we'll take one more call if you want to call in. We can talk about anything, but specifically Gamescom 2014 predictions.
Tempest, thank you for joining us again, bud.
See you, Tempest. In the meantime, let's see if we got any ads.
We should have.
We did. Why don't you read off these Twitch hearts at the top right there?
Shondon72, King Curtis 1, the Trimark.
Thank you guys for your Twitch hearts. Really appreciate that. We also got a lot of YouTube subscriptions on here. We already acknowledged those. Anyone that hearts us or follows us, we'll call you out on the show because really appreciate that. And while we're waiting for calls, let me acknowledge some PlayStation requests, or I'll let Kristen do it actually. Hey, Jason.
I was going to say call back, but we could get sidetracked.
Jay, I'm sorry, man. I know you called a bunch of times, but we kept missing you. What's going on, man?
Everything's going alright. Yeah, I was just wondering if you know anything about Project Cars.
Project Cars. Well, I think Mark's more into it than we are. No.
I haven't followed it too much. I've seen like some of the
I
stuff,
thought
and
you
it
were
looks
saying-
like really good. Didn't
It has amazing graphics, that's for sure. I think it's going to be pretty much in direct competition with Drive Club this holiday season. They're both coming out in a similar time frame, I'm pretty sure. Drive Club's a little bit more arcadey, I think, than Project Cars is. Project Cars is more that Gran Turismo, Forza motorsport style game, but graphically it looks unbelievable. I'm not that into simulation style racing games, so I'm more looking forward to Drive Club. How about you?
I don't mind. I'm quite looking forward to Drive Club, but I wouldn't mind giving Project Cars a go though. Does look pretty damn decent, really. But
I
was just wondering how you thought about it.
Because I think it's coming out with a lot of different things. I know PC is obviously where it's going to shine. Are you going to get it on PS4 or are you thinking PC?
PS4.
PS4, yeah. I think they did a comparison video between PC and PS4, and it holds up well. PS4 looks really great.
Now, are you looking forward to? Are you planning on getting both? You think, or?
I probably will be getting both. Yeah.
Okay.
But at the moment, I'm looking forward to getting Destiny in a few weeks.
Oh yeah.
Next month. Destiny is my top priority to get at the moment. Play the alpha and.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people are on that wagon for sure. Destiny looks great.
I actually avoided. I was looking forward to getting Diablo 3, the remastered, the Ultimate Evil Edition or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just not even getting it right now, just because once Destiny comes out, 2 weeks from then, I'm not going to touch any other game.
Definitely.
That's going to kill my holiday probably.
Definitely.
So.
Yeah, it's probably going to kill mine as well.
Jay, where are you from, man?
I'm from the UK.
Nice. What time is it over there?
It's coming up to 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, thank you so much for watching us then, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, I try and watch you every week.
Awesome. That's great, man. We really appreciate that. Thanks for calling in.
Alright, cheers. Night, guys.
Good night.
Thank you. Get some sleep, damn it.
Yeah, definitely. Always nice, though, when we get those guys that are staying up the
You know
late
who's
hours
a real
at night.
asshole? Some guy named Dan.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What a tool bag.
Some Dan P
Shout
or
out
something like
to
that.
Dan P. Hush.
All right, there you go.
Fail. He's going to get so mad. All right, anyway.
Let's. I think we're going to shut off the lines now, guys. That's enough for Gamescom. But we got a lot of great calls. We really appreciate all of them. And I think we already got done with our rant. We talked about EA Access for a while. So how about we move on to On the Spot, which is always a little bit more light. What do you guys think? You guys ready for On the Spot? I got another one for you this week.
Hold on. That's.
All right, here's my On the Spot. And obviously you guys can chime in on this as well. Let's say that one of the big three were to bow out. You got Sony, you got Microsoft, Nintendo. Let's say that one of them were to abandon ship and leave console gaming. Who is the whoever company that you think could come in, step in, and actually do a good job? The one that you would want to step in and take over. You got like Samsung, Panasonic.
You're talking about like somebody else like coming.
Who would
in
you
and
want to
taking
step
over?
into the console race if one of them were to bow out?
LG.
Okay.
No, I'm
Okay. No, legitimately.
Here's your dishwashing video game.
Shut the fuck up.
Can't forget Apple. You always got Apple as well.
I don't know. I don't think Apple would. See, Apple would do really well, I think, but I don't want them to.
Yeah. I don't want them to do
as
well.
I'm sitting here with a MacBook, yeah, I don't want them to do well in that because I don't feel like they would make like really entertaining or like a really player-focused console.
They're such a premium, like.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. I think like if they put out a console, they would be like $7,000 or not $7,000, be like $1,000.
Yeah.
And it might perform as well as the PS4.
We already got Philly Reese with Samsung.
Fuck Samsung.
You don't think so?
I fucking hate Samsung.
Why?
Because he works for
worst.
LG.
No, that's not why. I've always hated Samsung. I literally think they're one of the worst companies. They're that guy, that kid in school that was really, really, really smart, but just acted like a jackass and just half-assed all his shit because he could? Yeah, it was kind of like me.
Thank you.
It was kind of like me. Right. No, seriously though. Like, they don't apply themselves. they have the potential to do so well, and they just do stupid fucking shit all
We got a
the
good
time.
mention. Obviously, some people are saying Valve, for a Steam box, but more so
well,
than.
I have two main ones. That was actually one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, Valve was my one.
How about Sega?
You know what's funny is I was debating that. I was like, I don't think they have enough money to do that anymore.
You don't think so?
I don't think they have the money.
They're in bad financial situation right now.
Can't
Right.
they just physically. I mean, I would love it if Sega got
I would be all for
the
it.
Dreamcast was so far ahead of its
Oh my
time.
God,
Yeah. First one with one-line functionality. Yep.
It was Icarus. It flew too close to the sun.
Yeah.
But still, like, the Dreamcast, it's really such a shame when something, like, is too early.
Yeah.
Because if the Dreamcast came out against, like, Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, I think it probably could have, like, helped.
Someone say Comcast.
Oh, God.
You. I will
No.
freaking kill you.
If you think Apple would put out an expensive console, think about Comcast.
The worst.
Sega the lost hero.
They give you like backwards controllers, and then whenever they break, they charge you for a new one.
Yeah,
It's like,
shit,
are
right.
you fucking kidding me?
I have 3 total.
All right,
So
good.
the one was the Valve.
Okay.
Second is actually going to be Amazon.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
I actually think that, I mean, we know somebody that worked for their software development, and obviously they were getting into...
Sega the Lost Hero.
Yeah, they were getting into uncharted regions, before, most other people were, and Apple Fire TV, or Amazon Fire TV is actually doing pretty well for them, so that's going to be interesting. My third one actually is going to be Panasonic.
That's exactly what I was going to say, too. Panasonic, I think, would be a good one.
Didn't they try something a while ago?
I don't know about that, but they make some of the best TVs, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
They're great on the tech side. I could see it happening. Someone was saying, what about EA? Since we're on the whole EA Access thing, what if EA were to make a console?
If EA made a console, if EA made a console, they would have a slot there for your credit card. You can put it in, and then you would get 5 minutes of game time for $1, and you would just have to keep your note.
Or you could buy what is it called?
Really?
An unlimited swipe card for like $1,000 a year.
Yeah, it would be terrible. Terrible.
All
It
right.
wouldn't even look that good.
Probably
It
not.
would probably break.
All right. So it sounds like maybe Valve would be a very popular choice. Sega would be popular choice, but just couldn't do it.
Yeah, unrealistic.
Just unrealistic, yeah. I could see Valve definitely coming into not just the Steam box space though, not just
Right.
like the PC, actual everything, like an actual console that supports PC and console games. That could be pretty cool. What do we got next? Oh, I need to switch over. Let's talk a little bit before I move on. I gotta switch over.
Oh.
All right, I'm ready.
We're switching. Okay.
We're switching over, yeah. All right, did anything else we wanted to say before I move on?
No.
No? We're good? Alrighty. A wild game appears!
Oh, crap.
You guys know what that means, I hope, at this point.
Ah.
Let's take a look!
Hey.
Right here. Right there. Shh. Just put the whole thing. It's 8-minute video. Forgot how dark this is. Oh, I want to do this now.
Mr. Fox. Good call.
You have done well, Horadro. Your service here is finished. And you should all...
Oh, there you go. Lord Anime, that makes sense.
run. Now fail.
It's starting so dark, guys. I didn't realize the game was this dark.
You can't see anything.
There's something
will stop you. No one can stop death.
That's an awesome intro cinematic.
The original one was actually just as badass.
Yeah. I cut out a little bit of it just to keep it down to 2.5 minutes or so.
When is Blizzard going to make a movie?
Yeah, I know, right? They do awesome CGI stuff.
You said you weren't going to play
Sorry,
this.
production.
No, I'm not going to play this, and I don't think Mike is going to play it either.
Why won't you play it though?
It's not. It doesn't look at it. It doesn't play anything like a game Drew would normally play.
What do you mean?
It's like a top-down, like no, I mean, I would play something like it's kind of like a Baldur's Gate, which I enjoyed a lot. It's just that, because there's just other things I'll probably play close to that time. I just got Rogue Legacy. I'm getting the Swapper. I've got Last of Us Remastered. I'm still playing. You know, I can't buy.
I feel like
everything.
eventually, like Christmas time when it goes on sale, is when you should get it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a lot of fun. It looks like
It's great.
a series that I would like to get into just because I've never played Diablo. If you guys haven't played Diablo, let's talk a little bit about it. It said Reaper of Souls there, I'm pretty sure, because that's the expansion. That's the expansion pack, exactly. The expansion pack came to PC version of Diablo, and that was on March 25th, so now it's coming to console versions with the entire full game, Diablo 3 and Reaper of Souls, and that comes out on August 19th. I'm sure most people know that Blizzard is the developer, and they're obviously they're a very well-known developer because they make amazing games. They're now with Activision, Blizzard Activision. This one here, Diablo 3, it takes place 20 years after the events of Diablo 2, still set in the Sanctuary, which is the fantasy world of Diablo. There's a whole big plot to this. I didn't want to try and describe the whole thing because there's a lot to Diablo. I hope that for people that haven't played the series, you're able to jump in and still
You don't have
appreciate
to
it.
know the whole story of Diablo to actually enjoy
the
Diablo
gameplay and all that kind of stuff.
No,
yeah.
not even that. Even understand the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pick up. They actually explain the past stories, as much as they need to, in the game. So you're not really missing out on anything.
Mr. Fox is asking Monk or Demon Hunter, and that's exactly what we're about to get into because
Demon Hunter 100% of the
there
way.
are 6 character classes. We'll start off with the Witch Doctor. The Witch Doctor is supposedly reminiscent to Diablo 2's Necromancer. He's able to summon monster, cast curse, harvest souls, and hurl poisons and explosives at other enemies. And every single character class has a certain thing that they use, like a power of some kind.
Right.
For the Witch Doctor, it's mana.
Right, now it's different than the other ones that if you haven't played it yet, they didn't do this for other ones. It was always health and mana, and that was it.
Yeah.
And you just have to regenerate the mana and everything like that with potions and stuff like your health.
Oh, switch off. You can talk about the next character class.
Yeah, Witch Doctor is actually what I use 100%.
Okay.
Pretty much, that's all my character uses. So, Barbarian is actually a big favorite for a lot of people. It's a heavy melee guy. He has a really cool move that whirlwinds him. He basically spins in a circle and goes plows through the clouds. He can cleave through swamps. He can leap across things. He can jump in the air and just smash down, crush opponents upon landing them, and grapple snap enemies so he can pull them in like a Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. His draining ability is Fury, which again will regenerate, but this time when you attack other enemies. So.
Yeah, the first guy, the Witch Doctor, that just regenerates slowly. You don't have to do anything; it just slowly regenerates. The third character class
which has been balanced for those of you that played it when it first came out.
Yeah, the Wizard. Obviously, his abilities are kind of like shooting lightning, fire, ice. He can also slow time, though, and teleport past enemies and through walls. His power is Arcane Power, which is fast regenerating.
Because that's all he does. He doesn't use weapons at all.
Bye, Dave!
See you, Dave. Thanks for coming in, man. Noble Metal Gamer has his own show, too. Noble Metal Gamers podcast on every Wednesday at 8:30-ish Eastern Time.
Then the Monk, which is the next character I'm probably going to try, or the Crusader. The Monk is all light melee attacks. Which is comparable, to the Barbarian is he's all fists, but his attacks are just quicker, but they're not as powerful. But he uses martial arts to cripple the foes, resist damage better, deflect projectiles, and attacks with blinding speed, delaying explosive killing blows. Now, what I want to bring up too that you didn't bring up, the interesting thing about the monk is the less health he has, the more powerful he is.
Okay.
So he's his most powerful person, 1% at 1 HP left.
Oh, okay.
So
interesting.
Kind of interesting.
Here's the one that I think a lot of people like a lot, the Demon Hunter, because he uses a crossbow as the main weapon and can even throw small bombs at enemies. His regenerating power is Discipline and Hatred. Hatred is a fast generating resource that is used for attacks, and then Discipline is a slow regenerating resource used for defensive abilities.
Right. Now this one is the Demon Hunter is a little bit more difficult to get used to, especially on the console. But once you get the hang of it, it's actually one of the best classes now.
Very cool.
I've never gotten to play the Crusader yet. That's one of the ones I'm really eager. It was only available if you got the expansion Rebirth Souls, which is included in this. And you're going to be able to ride a horse in this, which you can strike enemies from. You can shield bash. You can summon a blessed hammer that circles around the Crusader. You can leap into the air and then come crashing down, kind of like the Barbarian does. Have lightning strike the foes from the sky. You can taunt your enemies, hurl shields and hammers at people, and a ton of other really cool stuff. But his degenerating thing is Wrath, which is generating to, again, attacking enemies, but also by getting attacked by enemies.
For some reason, the Crusader, from reading about him, he seems like the most overpowered.
Well, he was new.
He was new, exactly.
He was new. They added him. He's not actually. I mean, what he's meant for, I think, overall, is for those players that were having a difficult time getting used to Diablo because they're not used to a game like that, or for people that have already played it for a while and they wanted to just play something different.
Yeah.
So they wanted to go through a hard difficulty and play something that had a different feel.
Okay, cool.
So
now there's multiple game modes as well. They have an adventure mode, which is just quick, jump in, optional, randomized side quests. They reward you with gold. In some cases, they can reward you with items. You also have a hardcore mode, which is you have to level up to level 10 in order to use this mode. But once you do that, you can create a hardcore character which cannot be resurrected. Instead, these characters become permanently unplayable if they're killed. They also
the next part. It's nothing anymore. So
I'm going to touch on that. Yeah, don't worry. That's the thing is they changed things. They used to have access to real world money for the auction house. They're also separately ranked and can only form teams with other hardcore characters. After dying, the ghost of the hardcore character can still chat. The name still shows up in rankings. It's just that the character cannot return to game. And as you were just saying, something that changed since the original launch of the game is the auction house.
It was broken because, so the reason they did this was because with Diablo 2 and everything like that, people would actually sell their items that they would get online, via PayPal and stuff like that on eBay, and you would go in and meet up with the person in the game, and they would drop it so you could go pick it up. So they were actually smart in saying, well, we can make money off of this. They don't have to go out of their way, and other people that want to sell. So I could actually go in the game, farm items, and then sell to other people. But really broke the game really quickly. Because it made it way more accessible. So.
Yeah, according to the game director, it really hurt the game, and that's why they decided to turn it off. But you can still trade items with players. They did not remove that. They just removed that part of it. And then finally, you do have PvP combat as well, but it's not near as fleshed out as what they originally planned. It's now called the Brawling mode, and it can have 2 to 4 players enter a battle arena and face off against each other using the characters I think that you level up in your game. I think they just wanted to include some type of a competitive multiplayer.
Now, something that you did leave out, and unfortunately it's only available for PS4 owners, is 2 things. You have the Guardian from, what's it called? Help me.
I can't think. I know about the bloater from Last of Us.
No, the other one. What's the game we had to ride the horse? Colossus. The Colossus.
Oh, Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, you had the Colossus stuff in there.
Okay.
That extra stuff. So if you pre-order it digitally on the PS4, you get access to Colossus stuff as well as the Last of Us Nephilim realm.
Okay.
So you have clickers and big bloater enemies coming at you constantly. So that's actually going to be kind of interesting. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, but it's been a long time coming. A lot of people have been looking forward to Diablo on consoles, and now we finally get it. And not only do you get Diablo 3, you get the expansion pack, Reaper of Souls. So that's really good news. We're still a little early, so I think we should open up the lines and talk with people just a little bit before we wrap up the show. Real quick, before we do that, let me just say real quick, we're the Level Up Show, guys. Anyone who's new in here, we're wrapping up the show shortly. But if you want to catch us next week, we're a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern time. We run for like 2.5 hours.
But 35.
Yeah, we'll be on episode 35 next week.
So weird.
That's another thing. You guys can check out all of our archived episodes on YouTube. Right there on the TV, it's listed. YouTube.com/The Level Up Show. Level spelled LVL. Our Twitch is twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. That is spelled exactly how it sounds there. Please heart us on Twitch. You'll get email notifications whenever we go live. Also follow us on Twitter. Check out our official website. And I'll mention it really quick just because we put it in here. We got a lot of people just kind of saying, like, you know, are you paid for this? Can we donate? So we decided to add on there real quick the stream tip. It's streamtip.com/T/The Level Up Show. It's anything you want to do with it. It's just it's a $1 tip or above if you guys want to donate.
You can donate to my costume fund.
Yeah, that's the thing is we have the new house coming soon. We're going to be putting a lot of money towards setting up the show in a better way. You know, getting new furniture and painting and all that kind of stuff, trying to make the show into a better thing. So, you know, we appreciate any help that you guys would give. It's up to you, though. Obviously, you are in no way obligated to help us out. We just appreciate you guys being here. But if you would like to donate, please go to streamtip.com/T/The Level Up Show. So I'm going to open up the Skype lines, guys.
Don't you think people should send me costumes?
Custom ideas or costumes?
Costumes.
That could go in a bad direction.
Like superhero costumes.
Superhero costumes, yes.
And like animals, cats.
Okay.
So, Chris said he actually forgot to mention in his call that he beat Rogue Legacy. He got the trophy in it.
That seems like there's a lot to that game to beat it. So that's pretty impressive.
I've been obsessed with it.
Platinumed it?
That's impressive. He platinumed Rogue Legacy.
Mike, you said you're obsessed with it?
I'm obsessed with it.
So the game you said you weren't really sure it was worth $50 and you're not really questioning if you're going to buy it, you're obsessed with it now.
I can't stop playing it.
Hey, Trimark, how you doing, man?
I told you so. Spell swords.
I'm doing good.
Sorry about that for a second. We were still talking, but we're on you now. What do you want to talk about, man?
Well, the thing is, I want to talk about, I know y'all like gaming show, and I want to understand, like, coming out with Grand Theft Auto as full price.
Is Grand Theft Auto going to be full price? Is that what you asked, Mark? I think so. Yes, I think it'll be $60.
I think it's gonna be 50.
It could be 50, kind of like
Last of Us did, and so did Tomb Raider.
Yes.
I think that's what they're really going for. I think that's kind of Sony's push.
If they want to be, you know, a little bit fan friendly, you know, Last of Us started at 60, and I think people were like, "Why is this $60?" And they're like, "Oh, because we're including Left Behind and all this kind of stuff." But in the long run, it ended up being that they still lower it to 50. Grand Theft Auto is going to include some extra content as well. But if they're smart, I agree that 50 is the right price point for them to do. It looks really great, though. Very nice remaster from the first gameplay trailer.
And one more question. I don't know if y'all play COD, but I play a little bit of COD. I don't play Battlefield because it's just too open range for me.
Okay.
No, y'all hear me talk about this in the comment section, but right now there's a lot of camping going on in COD. I don't know if y'all play it, but if they add cloaking, I think it just kills the whole series for me, because then people be invisible and then you can't even see the campers. So
I'm sorry, I don't know the full story. Is cloaking something that they're adding in Advanced Warfare?
For the Advanced Warfare.
Cloaking, super jumping, and super strength.
I saw that. Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Call of Duty has gotten very repetitive, and I know it has a following, but most of the people that play it and follow it hate that they enjoy playing it and following it, and it's losing its steam very hard. They've actually lost buyers and money year over year for the past 2 years, I think. For the past generation.
Battlefield is getting real good now.
Well, not only that, but they're just, you know what the problem with Call of Duty is? It's just repetitive. It's the same type of game over and over again, and they try to add all these different types of things that don't really matter. So this, I think, is going to be a completely different reboot for them, and I think it's going to add a lot of different stuff that you're not used to. So the super jumping and the cloaking, I think it might change the gameplay up a little bit.
It could ruin the game. It's still about ruin it.
Right. So we don't really know.
That I play Destiny. I play Destiny, and that's exactly what it is. It's what, besides the cloaking.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I think people need to keep an open mind, because Sledgehammer is a good studio, and from what I've seen, I think that Advanced Warfare actually looks pretty damn cool. Yeah. So, you know, let's wait and see. You know, hopefully it turns out for the best.
I mean, and the last thing I want to ask you about is, have you noticed that this is what I've been picking up on? I have a PS3 and I have a PS4, but when I had PS3 and I had PlayStation Plus, the games was very, very bad.
Okay.
But now that I have PS4, the games are bad on PS4 and now they're good on PS3.
It all depends on how long you get into the generation.
Here's the thing, I disagree with that completely. I remember, not this past E3, but last E3, we got Saints Row 3, Uncharted 3, Little Big Planet Carmen, Deus Ex and all that stuff, Battlefield 3. We got a ton of really good games, but it's all depending on what you're into. Now, right now, the PS4, most of the stuff that's out for it, it's only been out for 8 months. They're not going to probably give you a AAA title for a little while.
I mean, of what they've given you, in my opinion, on PS4, Resogun is amazing. I loved Don't Starve. Outlast was pretty damn cool. Fez is a great game if you guys haven't played that.
Right.
What was another one? We've had some other ones too that I can't think of.
Well, Stick It to the Man was okay.
Stick It to the Man was okay.
Really
Not bad.
These indie games.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm not really into all these indie games, and with PS3, like them Saints Row and stuff, they just kept the same game on for like a year.
Yeah. That's the thing is, it depends on what you're into. If you're not into the indie stuff, the beginning of the generation might be a little tough on you because that's what makes sense for Sony at this time. AAA stuff, that's going to make sense later after those have sold all they're going to sell at retail. Then once those sales slow down, that's when you're going to start seeing stuff like Assassin's Creed potentially, or Killzone, or Knack, or all those other AAA games. Those come a little later down the service. That's why PS3 started a little bit rough, maybe for someone like you, but as the generation went on, you got a lot of those big AAA titles from earlier in the generation.
Alright, I'm not going to hold y'all up for too long.
Alright, man. Thanks for calling in, though, man. See you, Trevor. Okay, see ya. I can understand. It's not for everyone. Everyone's gonna have a differing opinion on the games they like and stuff like that. So it's okay. What do we got in the chat room, guys?
Tristan, what are you doing? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Well, we had Superman 537 was asking what we do.
What we do for a living?
Well, no, like, what is this?
Oh.
What is this?
What is this?
This is
the end of the level up
gaming podcast. We talk about
Those bodies?
video.
No, sure, go ahead. What is the Level Up Show, Kristen?
In my own words, we talk about video games, developers.
That's right.
What else do we talk about?
All the biggest weekly news.
Weekly news. We do awesome videos.
The Level Up.
We dress up. We talk. And we laugh.
Yes. It's a fun show for everybody. We try to communicate with you guys as much as possible.
We also throw dogs out windows.
We throw dogs out windows, yeah. We have a topic of the week. This week it was Gamescom. Right. Next week, I don't know what it'll be, but it'll be something. We'll figure it out as we go along. But we're on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. The beginning of the show, like the first hour and a half, is all just gaming industry news. And we do 3 stories, and then we have you guys call in about those stories, as this guy's doing right now.
Let's chat.
Michael, how you doing, man? You're on the Level Up Show. Not sure what's going on with your voice, but we can talk about PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now is a streaming service.
I think he was just talking about the pricing.
Well, let's fill people in if they don't know what PlayStation Now is.
The thing about PlayStation Now is the pricing.
Yes, it's a streaming service with backwards compatibility right now for PS3 games. So kind of like a Netflix, you get to stream your games instead of having to download them in full. The problem right now with the open beta for a lot of people, as I'm sure Michael is talking about, is the pricing, and specifically the 4-hour pricing is just terrible for the most part. Like sometimes $4, $5 for 4 hours. It makes absolutely no sense. But as I was saying earlier, 7 days, not so bad.
I actually would do that.
Yeah, you get less than $1 a day if you do a 7-day rental for the most part, which is less than Redbox for the most part as well. So you know what? Just kind of neglect 4 hours, maybe even neglect 30 days and 90 days for the time being until they start to get that service kind of augmented to the right pricing. But there's also news that they might do a subscription service. So that's good news as well. It might improve in the future, Mike, so I think you just got to hold on and see what Sony does with it.
Hopefully that was his question, too.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, we couldn't really understand. It sounded like your thing was cracking up.
Yeah, sorry, Mike. All right, Mike, we can't really hear you that well, but thank you so much for your question. Thanks for calling in. Hope you can join us again next week.
Remember the movie Sphere?
See ya, Mike.
Remember that movie Sphere?
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound like the people that they were hearing over?
It sounded like he was doing all those things, like where you put the thing into your throat. Yeah. I can't think of what they're called. That's what it kind of sounded like.
It might have just been a really bad microphone.
I think it was just back.
I think it was just a really bad microphone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree. I don't think he was trying to mess with us or anything. Yeah, but he got his point across. We talked about PlayStation Now. Thanks for your call, Mike. Yeah, that sounds like a guy on a tobacco commercial. Exactly. Caller in disguise. Guys, I think we're gonna wrap up.
You got music?
We're at 2 hours and 15 minutes. That's usually around where we stop. So, guys, thank you so much. should we take it? Let's take it. We'll take one more call. We got a call from Joel.
Joel,
I got it. I'll take it. Hold on one sec, Joel.
Answer it.
Hold on one second. We're plugging you in.
Get it in.
Joel, can you hear me?
There you go.
Yes, I can hear you.
Cool. All right, nice, great. What do you want to talk about tonight?
Okay, now I can hear you fading out.
All right, nice. What do you want to talk about, man?
Oh, I just want to talk about basically, like The Last of Us, you know, how they're going to make a movie out of it.
Okay.
And the only thing, I'm no skeptic because even though they're putting a lot of money in this budget, I can't believe they're going to put Sam Raimi because he sucks so bad.
Don't like Sam Raimi? Well, here's something that might make you feel a little bit better. He's not directing yet. He's just producing it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Neil Druckmann, the creative director behind the game, still has final choice on who the director will be. Right now, his pick for Ellie is Maisie Williams, who plays Arya on Game of Thrones.
You saw that picture I sent you, right?
Yeah.
And she has a perfect humor for it, too.
Exactly.
I love her.
I think she would be perfect for the role. I hope that comes through.
Oh, yeah.
There's no solid rumors on who Joel will be right now. Is your name Joel?
Yes.
That's cool.
You should apply for it.
You should apply for it. But who do you think should play Joel, man? If it was your decision, who would play Joel?
My opinion, I'll probably say Hugh Jackman because have you guys ever seen that movie, The Prisoner, with his full hair and beard and everything? He looks identical.
He does.
He's tall, a big bulk guy.
And he plays a father figure really well as Prisoner.
He does have a good voice.
He does. He's got all the makings of that role.
I don't know if he would have the grit though that I would want from Joel.
Really? Well, think of Wolverine, man. He's got.
I just don't see. You know what the problem is? I don't see it now. Unfortunately, you know what ruined it for me?
What?
Les Miserables.
Okay.
Unfortunately, after that, I'm like, I can't see you doing it.
The thing is, he was always like a big musical guy.
That's what I was gonna
It's
say.
just the thing that we never catch, and a lot of like big actors will go back to theater. I mean, they'll do big movies or TV shows, and then they'll just wind up back at theaters. And so you can see people like Anthony Hopkins at a fucking theater, and it's like, this is awesome.
That's actually kind of the reverse for me from what you said, Mike, because that's what I like so much about him is it makes me feel like he's diverse and he has huge range.
Don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't like his range anymore. What I'm saying is, after that, when I picture, that's not like that's what I picture now when I think of Hugh Jackman. So that's not what I see anymore.
Yeah, just watch Prisoners though, man. Joel's right. Prisoners is a great example of good Joel. Another one that's good. Have you thought of Josh Brolin, Joel?
Tulsa Doom.
Not yet, but yeah, I had some people tell me about that.
Yeah, check him out. It almost looks like the original artwork for Joel was exactly based on Josh Brolin. So I think he would be a good choice as well.
Oh yeah, and for pick for director, my opinion, I think Danny Boyle will do pretty good because I do like 20 Days Later, and I know he produced 20 Weeks, but I think he could do pretty well if he did was chosen for The Last of Us.
I think that's an amazing choice, Joel. I completely agree. Sunshine is another amazing movie from Danny Boyle.
Yes, that's a great movie.
Yeah, Danny Boyle would be great. I didn't even think of that, man. That's a great one.
Oh yeah.
All right, Joel. Thanks so much for calling in.
You're welcome. Nice seeing you guys.
See ya.
Thanks, man. See you, bud.
I mean,
what do you think about Alfonso Cuarón?
Oh, yeah, I love Alfonso Cuarón. I mean, come on.
Can you
give me a
imagine
break.
if he did a Last of Us movie though?
That'd be unbelievable. That guy's amazing. And cinematography would be out of this world with that. I'm going to turn off the Skype lines, guys. That was a great way to end the show, though. Thank you so much for your call, Joel. We got Kristen over here in bunny form. We got our song ready to go. But before we move on to our final music, I'm just going to wrap up, guys, by saying we are the Level Up Show. We are ending the show right now, so I'm sorry if you stopped in. But if you want to watch us again, we are on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We're a gaming dedicated talk show. We talk about all the biggest gaming industry news. We also have a topic of the week. This week we did Gamescom 2014. We'll keep you posted on what next week's topic of the week will be. Best way to know, follow us on all these different channels below. Please go on twitch.tv/The Level Up Show and heart us on there. You'll get email notifications whenever this show goes live. You also should follow us on Twitter. As I said, we are very active on there, and that's a good way to find out what our topic of the week might be. It's also a good way for you guys to give suggestions on what the topic of the week might be. Facebook is another easy way to get in contact with us. Our official website is thelevelupshow.com. Are you mimicking me? She is. All right. TheLevelUpShow.com is where we put all of our main articles, editorials, reviews. There's a whole bunch of reviews on there. I think there's probably 10 or 11 reviews up on there. Finally, YouTube.com/The Level Up Show. Level spelled LVL. We got all of our live shows archived on there. We also put up editorials, video reviews, video blogs from the Beast NJ. It's called Game On. He talks about a lot of different stuff. And we also have a little bit of a welcome video for you guys to check out right now. If you guys want to check that out, we just put that up on there. It's actually our YouTube ad, and we had a lot of fun making that. Streamtip.com/T/The Level Up Show. That's if you guys want to donate to us. We've had a few people say that they would like to donate to the show, and obviously we would really appreciate that, especially moving forward with the new house and the new show. We're going to design a whole room dedicated to this show. We're really going to try and turn it into something awesome for you guys. We want to bring up the production value, make this into something better for you. So if you'd like to donate, please go to streamtip.com and donate there. And finally, I am Andrew, Drew M1788 on PSN, and Mike is Noob Guru. We're very active. We'll add you right after the show. Please request us. Before you turn on, let me just check real quick, make sure we don't have any.
We got a couple more.
Okay, we got one more subscription on YouTube. Raina, thank you so much for your subscription on YouTube. Really appreciate that.
Good.
I think that's it for us, guys. Level up.